Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dregn Durant here of the Yasuhiro0088, and we're going to be playing some Project Zomboid. Hope you guys are ready for it. It's been a while. Hopefully, I remember how to stream, but oh my god, this guy. It is this guy. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. I like how you're always, am I early? Am I early? Puts a smile on my face. Um, Stream Elements is back. Gosh, it's so weird. I swear I disabled this guy. It might be like one of those situations where you go to cancel your membership and it's like, oh, I'm going to renew it because it's been a while. I'm going to assume you made a mistake. What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. All right, we're not going to delay too long. We're going to be playing a little bit of Project Zomboid. Run around trying to survive the apocalypse. We're going to use a preset that I've been enjoying that I put together. I'm sure there's others like it, but I call it the Year of the Dead because it's about a year. It's preset to a year later, so there's a lot of stuff that's kind of just not available at the beginning. So it makes it a little tougher, a little bit more survival. Should be fun. The game I don't think really has any decent BGM. Let me see. Did I just mute it? Yeah, I muted the BGM. So I think what we're going to do instead is I've been listening to last couple of days, so the guy that did my original background music. So we are going to play a little bit of. Zomboid doesn't like being alt tabbed for some reason. But Isaac Wolf, he did the BGM when I first started streaming. I've been listening to some of the tracks recently, so we're gonna throw some of that on. It's a little bit of rock and roll in a sense, but if you guys like it, go check this guy out on YouTube. All right, we're gonna go full screen here, and let me play it. One of the tracks I wanted to play in particular, this guy here. Hopefully it doesn't come across too loud. If it does, maybe I'll turn it down a little bit. Something like that should be okay. There's others like it, but this is mine. Exactly, you know, that's exactly it. My mic is a bit staticky. You guys all hearing that? Is it maybe capping out a little too much? I'm not sure. Let's see if there's a way. I don't know. I don't know what I could do about it. Audio seems to be coming through okay, but could have been because I was maybe making some adjustments here. But yeah, if you're still hearing it, let me know. Hopefully it clears up. If not, maybe I'll drop my volume down a smudge. Maybe it's capping out, so OBS is freaking out or something. If it's really bad, I'll have to listen to it afterwards. But anyways, we're going to do a solo custom sandbox, and I'll kind of walk through some of the changes. Let's see here. I don't really have a big preference on location. I think Riverside and West Point are a bit easier because you have the water to the north. Rosewood is, I think, a relatively safe neighborhood, but Muldra, is that how you pronounce it? Not sure. This one seems to be a bit challenging because it's pretty congested. And there seems to be a lot of like military or military type loot tables going on here. Maybe it's like a military base at the top. Honestly, we'll talk about it when we get in, but generally when I play, I kind of stick to one area. So this preset really forces me to move around a bit more. All right, so what is the preset itself? Population is standard. Time is standard. Oh wait, no. It probably helps if I load the preset. Here we go. Okay, so Year of the Dead. So the time, yeah, is all standard. The world, so water and electricity are shut off immediately. House alarms are dropped to rare because it's a year later, right? The month since the apocalypse, this is the big one that really kind of changes a lot of what's going on in the world, which is a year later. So 12 months have already passed. Nature erodes much more quickly, or at least, yeah, it erodes quickly and grows. The abundance of it is much higher. I think I originally used the 6 months later, which is one of the defaults as a baseline. So I think this originally came from there, and I actually enjoyed it, so I kept it. The generators and loot and everything, I think I have dropped it a level. No. House, randomized houses. Okay, so the sense of, hey, someone's already been here or there's a story here, I've increased it a little bit from rare to sometimes. Generators have gone from sometimes to extremely rare. So finding a generator is going to be much more difficult. But honestly, we're probably not going to use one. Loot has all been dropped from rare to extremely rare, which makes things a little bit more challenging. Because loot is harder to find, I did give myself a starter kit. I think the idea here is that, hey, it's been a year. You've been running around and you have at least something to start with, right? Vulnerability from the rear, just because it's more survival. The last thing I want to see is a game to be kind of over because you got snuck up on. So we're going to leave everything up to chance rather than if you get snuck up from behind, you're kind of effed. Also, multi-hit, I don't know why this isn't turned on by default, but I think this makes it a lot more interesting when it comes to weapon choice, because like two-handed weapons generally have the ability to hit multiple targets, whereas kind of stabbing, piercing type weapons don't. So I think it adds a bit of a variety that makes the game a bit more enjoyable, and it has a bit more kind of butt-clenching moments when depending on what kind of equipment you have. In-game, allow minimap is toggled. I think you can toggle this in the game either way, but it's nifty just to have. It's still a video game, so you know. Cars we're going to leave alone, and the reason being is that having 12 months go by pretty much already depletes like the battery for almost every vehicle. Also, most vehicles by default like never have gas in them anyway, so it already feels like someone's already been through and kind of looted all the vehicles and damaged all the vehicles, like time has already been by. So it feels actually much better in the setting with the default vehicle setup. Zombies, we're just gonna use proper zombies, just leave it as the default there. And the advanced zombie options, we're not gonna have any multipliers. We're not gonna have them respawn. So if you clear an area, unless a zombie roams into that zone or an event like a helicopter lures them or a gunshot lures them, you pretty much know where things have been. So if you go, to the other side of town and then come back, you're not going to find just, zombies have respawned. I also disabled the grouping. So one of the features, one of the things that happen with zombies in Zomboid is there's like a AI grouping mechanic that happens. And I think that's silly. I'm like, why are zombies forming kind of friendship circles? So we're going to turn that off. And the roaming zombies, right, if they're grouped as individuals, they're likely going to all target you anyway. So this seemed like a silly thing to have enabled, so I turned rallying off. But that's it. Basically, loot is harder to find, zombies are more free roaming, and a year has gone by, so everything's going to look overgrown, and vehicles are going to be really kind of difficult. Finding clothing is going to be difficult, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how long we survive. And then if I die, I'm just going to end it. No, we'll see what happens when I die. What's up? What's up? Zombies need friends. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's all they got going for them, really, right? As far as my loadouts, I only play with like two characters. I have my, originally it was called Unemployed because it was unemployed, but I use Axeman for this one just because it's fun. And then what do I even have on this one? I think between Axeman and Strong, it basically maxes out my strength. So I'm like, I don't have to mess with anything. But for this stream, for tonight, we're going to use this Burgle Bro, which is a bugler, because I want to be able to hotwire cars and not get locked out of windows and that kind of stuff. So I use a lot of traits just to make it a little bit more interesting. Seems a bit more realistic to have more traits and have the, I guess, pros and cons. So real quick, I'll just name the ones that I have. So for negative traits, we have thin skin, high thirst, slow heal, underweight, fear of blood, conspicuous, pacifist, prone to illness, smoker, weak stomach, short-sighted, and slow reader. Few of these, I'd say like a third of them are kind of just freebie traits in the Zomboid community. And then a few of the others are kind of just min-maxing while the others are like short-sighted. It seems like a dumb trait, but like I'm actually short-sighted, so I'm taking it. Fear of blood seemed like a good one to have. Seemed a little semi-realistic to be afraid of blood early on, especially among others. For positive traits, we have cat's eyes. I know some people don't like this because it seems useless, but I personally really like it. Dexterous, wakeful, graceful, fast learner, keen hearing, organized, athletic, and strong. So it's interesting because the game seems to be designed around having high fitness and strength. Like not having high fitness and strength just seems like a big kick to the nuts. So pretty much every loadout I try to build has these two traits in there. But let's do it. I have a preset for myself. There we go. Look at this guy. All right. And let's get to it. We'll go ahead and start up a playlist for music. And if there's anything that I don't care for, I'll actually switch out of it. And oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Time to survive. If you guys stick around to the end, which maybe an hour and a half or so, I do plan to share some thoughts of what we've been up to. We've been kind of gone for a little while, especially on social media. I haven't really been around, and there's a reason for it. But yeah, we'll keep that to the end. Maybe chat about it for a little bit for those who are interested. But this is how you died. Now, I don't know about everyone else, but I get a little bit of screen tearing when I play Zomboid. It seems like the refresh rate gets out of sync, and it's a little frustrating, but if I reconfigure the settings and load back in, it seems fine, and it like gets desynced. It comes back. It's really weird. All right, here we are. So yeah, we got our little starter kit, which is just a water bottle, some chips, a bat, and a hammer. So let's go ahead and load these on our guy. Okay, and then I'll hold the bat. So you're gonna notice right away that loot is scarce. We don't have a whole lot, but we're gonna still search containers because we need to find food. Beer can. I'll take some beer. Heck yeah. All right. Hopefully my volume in the game isn't going to be too low. It sounds okay. Jump scares, vehicles low, ambient and sound are high. Okay. Any books worth picking up? No. I'm not going to pick up books. One of the things I like to do with this guy, or at least what I'm hoping to do, is to not really stick around in the same place too long. So we want to find materials, or not materials, we want to find some loot that we can use, and then we want to keep moving. We want to maybe find a place to go. You know what? I've never been... we don't even have a map yet, so that's not going to help us. Maybe once we get the map, we'll take a look. Tennis racket, boxing headgear. I don't think I've ever run across this item. Let's throw that on. A little bit of head protection. Why not? Alright. Ah, oh, man, there just really is nothing, is there? Huh? One more room. Headphones, swim trunks, pencil. I like pencils. Let's go. Alright, so actually, now that we have a pencil, I don't actually need the blue pen. Honestly, I just use like 2 pens. I use a pencil, an eraser, and a red pen. So you know what? With that said, I'm going to dump the blue pen. I don't need it. Get out of here. Alright. Our house is clear. Actually, also load up the markers on the mini-map so I can glance at that. And what else we got in this house? Battery. I don't need that. Alright. Venturing out into the world. We spawned in a pretty good place. This is because it has high walls, high fences. Usually we don't have to worry about zombies too much. Let's check the window. Alright. Ah, it's locked. Come on. Yeah, we got it. Feels real bad if we get a house alarm. Gas can. That's real tempting. We're going to take the garden saw, though. That's useful. Lets us saw down some logs. Alright, nothing else really here. Alright. Oh, there's our first victim. I mean, our first a zombie. Come on. There we go. Splat. Alright. Where do we want to go? We want to go this way first. Let's do this way. There's some more zombies out here. Yeah, I really don't know what the deal is with Zomboid, but I feel like I'm getting frame issues even though it runs at 60. Come on, I got high. Oh. Squish. And I remember playing this for the first time on stream with a few folks out there. Actually, Vector, you were there. I think, who was it? It was you, Jammy, and pretty sure, I thought we had one more person there. I'm forgetting who it was. But it's been, what, like a year? But it was fun. It was a good time. Alright, this is not where we are, is it? Oh, it is. Oh, I hear you. Yeah, it's a fun game. It actually reminds me a little bit of Civilization. Not in the it's the same kind of game, but in the sense of in Civ you got this mentality of like, oh, just one more turn. In Zomboid it's a situation of, oh, just one more day, just one more day. Screwdriver. Okay, we're getting some good essentials here. Jacket. So you can already see that clothing, because a year has already gone by, a lot of clothing have holes in them. So this jacket, even though it has 3 holes in it, we're gonna go ahead and wear that. That gameplay loop? Shut up. It's a very decent game. I think so. I think they got some potential here. Very slowly working on it. I think pretty sure it's a small team. Alright. First vehicle. What do we got? Ooh, tire pump. A tarp would be good for camping. What do we have in here? A disc. We're going to yoink the key. Okay, this one has audio. Let me change that. Alright, what do we got? Yeah, so almost all batteries are going to be empty, unfortunately. And with the default settings, like the gas tanks are already... Oh, I wish he had a non-vocal playlist. Oh well. If it gets... Just wanted some instrumentals, man. Come on. Alright, second house. Now, this is not our starting home, so we might run into zombies while we're inside. Hopefully not. Electronics magazine. We'll take that. Sure. Okay. Bathroom clear. So far, actually, not nearly as many zombies. I've had a couple spawns where I've tried to play this mode, and just immediately zombies everywhere. All right, nothing over there. Let's see upstairs. Hopefully, if something is up there, they don't hear us running. Seems pretty safe. Okay, that's clear. That's clear. That's clear. Alright, we're good. Soap. We like soap. Helps us stay clean. Toothpaste. I don't know if there's a real use for toothpaste in this game. Okay. What I really want is to find a axe. And the reason for it is I want to cut down a tree or get some branches in order to make myself some spears. I actually really enjoy the spears in the game. We can actually try foraging to see if we can spot anything, but it's a little bit RNG. It's not even a little bit, it's a lot RNG. Alright, nothing useful on you. Oh, where'd you come from? Oh, he has a police vest. That'd be pretty big. Hopefully it doesn't have a hole. Nope, it has a hole. Oh well. Everything's gonna be messed up, but it's okay. It actually forces you to use the tailoring skill, which I think a lot of people don't really use. I know for a long while I didn't really understand it holster. Man, we're finding all sorts of goodies right off the get-go. The one thing we really need to find, though, is a can opener. If we don't find a can opener, there's a chance that we're just screwed. We might just end up dying from starvation. Because chips and granola bars and candies can only take you so far. Although, I think I saw a box of cereal on the counter, which is going to be huge. Cereal is like my favorite food in this game. It doesn't weigh a whole lot, and it actually feeds you quite a bit. Alright, we're going to rip the clothes, because I think we got scissors. Yeah, we did. And I want to be able to get the... Oh, that's my key. Let's actually also rip up some of these clothes for bandages. Alright. So far, so good. Ah, locked. Alright. The jump scares in this game usually don't get me, but sometimes they do. Not a huge fan of jump scares. Yeah, see, so okay, so we got canned food, but again, because we're on the move, because we need to actually forage for food and other items, we can't really carry too much. Oh, peanut butter's massive. Peanut butter's another really good item. Alright, anything in the washer? Nope. Also, where's your sink? Let's, the hell was that? Clean. Man. I like some of Isaac's music, but some of them are just like, bro, why did you put that in there? Was that a little clown honk I heard? Alright. Let's see. The sheets, dirty leather. Oh, is this out of water? No. Alright, let's drop that in the key ring. And let's toss all this in the backpack for now. I'm gonna have to find a new weapon here pretty soon too, because the baseball bat's only gonna last so long. Alright, nothing crazy in here so far. Do I have this game set on borderless? I do. Yeah, it really doesn't like being alt-tabbed. It does, it almost looks like it's playing in full screen. Damn, nothing good in here. Come on, give me something. Give me something. Crossword. Alright, oh, something on the counter. This is another thing I've noticed to pay attention to by using this preset. A lot of times when I would play, I wouldn't pay attention to like what was on the countertops. But now that I'm playing with very scarce loot, it's like, oh shoot, I need to find antibiotics if I ever get infected. And a lot of times it ends up on the countertops rather than in the containers. So let's see, do I need to clean up? No, let's just top off our water and keep moving. I am getting hungry though. So let's go with, we'll eat the bag of chips we started with. Alright, next house is done, and let's go ahead and mark this one off. I have a very simple marking method. Pencil X means I've been there. Red X means I've disassembled and there's like no reason to go there. Usually use that for like burnt down houses and stuff too. Ooh, nice, we found a watch. I am not getting good rolls on my attacks. Taking like every single hit. 5 hits? Yeah. Alright. Let's grab a watch so now we know what time it is. What else you got? Anything? No. Yeah, loot is... You gotta actually look because you never know when you're gonna find some decent loot. Yeah, so there's a bunch of like overgrown trees and stuff now too, right? The houses have actually vines all over them. It actually gives Zomboid a much more, hey, you're not here at the start of the apocalypse. You're like the apocalypse. Yeah, the apocalypse has been here and you're just wandering through. Ah, every door is locked. That's something I wish I could change, is the frequency of locked doors, because I figure most people would have probably broken into houses by now, right? So, okay. I feel like doors would have been less likely to have been locked. Nothing in here. Is that the kitchen? That is the kitchen. Okay, we're clear and clear. Oh, I heard somebody outside. We'll take some orange soda. Sardines. So this is until we find a can opener, these canned sardines, anything with like a pop top is going to be big for us, because the cylindrical cans we can't open without a can opener, but the ones that are a bit more rectangular you can actually open without one. All right, empty room. Oh fuck. I couldn't see. Oh shit, where'd you come from? I think I'm okay though. Oh, damn, that one got me. Son of a bitch. All right. All right, all right. We're okay though. Let's see. Oh. It's not the worst jump scare in the game, but when it gets me, man. All right, we got pen and paper. Don't need it. Where'd the other guy come from? How'd he get inside? Did I miss a room? All right, top off the water. Yeah, this guy came up the stairs, right? Yeah, how'd he get in? Where'd he come from? Not from out here. Maybe he crawled in through the window after me and I just didn't see him on my way up, because he was right behind me. That must have been the guy I heard earlier. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be stressed out constantly until we find some smokes because of the smoker trait. Let's see here. I really want to find a better jacket to protect myself. This one has 3 holes in it, I think it was. All right, what's over here? Is that in the game or is that outside? I think I'm hearing a helicopter. Mac and cheese? That's a pretty good food item early on. Peas. Oh, where? Come on in. Go to sleep. Kitchen knife. What do you have? Key ring. I don't really understand how you know if these keys are useful. Like, he has a key ring, so I'm going to steal his key. I don't know if that's used for like a house or if that's used for a storage container or what the deal is, but haven't quite figured that one out yet. Okay, nothing in here. Is there an extra room? There is an extra. This looks like a bathroom. Yep. Nothing. Nothing. Alright, what do we have over here? We're getting close to the end of the first day though, so we're gonna have to find one of these houses to get cozy in. Nice, some thread. We could use that. Let's see. Empty. This is another nice thing about playing on the on rare loot or hard to find loot, is that you can actually pay attention to certain shelves and just know, oh yeah, it's not worth looking at because it's clearly visually empty. Whereas when you play with loot that's more common, almost every shelf has something on it, and you look and, you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but you rarely, if ever, run into a situation where it's just like, nah, it's not worth looking at that one. Okay, this one also has some more thread, and I want thread for tailoring. Uh-oh, am I already out of capacity? No, it just wigged out on me. Ooh, bandage. Alright, let's grab that also. And we'll top off on water. I think we're getting close. Getting close to the end of the day. I don't want to get caught out in the dark too much. So maybe we'll go to these houses over here, but usually there's some zombies around these types of buildings. But I think we have time for one more house before it gets too dark. We'll spend some time reading. Where's the front door? That's not the front door. Here's the front door. I still haven't found a replacement weapon though. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, what did you find? Shoes? I don't need that. All right. Let's see what we're dealing with up here. Burnt house and some I can take care of these 3. 4, 5. There we go. There's a good hit. What do you have? Nothing. All right, these guys. Come here. Where are you going? I'm over here, buddy. Oh shit, where'd they all come from? I guess they heard me? They saw me? Alright. Now if my weapon breaks right now, I'm gonna be in trouble. Come on, get knocked over. Damn it. Okay, okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Alright, we got it. We got us under control. No, 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 stay down. Yeah, you're so oh, shit! God damn it, soul. What do you mean? I got bit. I didn't get bit. I got scratched. Yeah, you're so loud. I think you're lying to me. Nothing here. We do want the leather, though. Okay. Nothing else on those bodies. Well, hopefully that scratch doesn't become an infection. I'm hoping we'll be okay. Ah, nothing in here. It's because you... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Car battery. They just heard me from a mile away. I got big feet. I actually have legs in the game. I can finally live my dreams. Oh, where'd you come from? Fortunately, my wound is only on my hand. If it's on my arm, it really sucks. Goddamn, come on. Come on. Alright, well that's unfortunate that we got hit. Damn it. Door's locked. How about you? What do you got? Ooh, bandage. Sure, we'll take that. Unlock the trunk so we can see what's actually in here. Alright, I wasn't planning on going into the pharmacy that's up here, but now that we've been scratched, injured, might have to. This game is really tough to try to aim and look over at chat. Alright. There we go. That's a solid hit. Oh. Come on. Nothing. Nothing. This car actually looks like it's in good shape. I hope I can find the key. Oh, wow. A bunch of guys back here. My weapon's going to break here soon. Oh, I'm going to have to change the music here. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Also, somebody's knocking on the door. Let's see here. Let me do search here real quick around the car. There's been a couple times where I've done this and I actually found the key just like on the ground, which is pretty sick. All right. Hey, Doc. How you doing? What's up, Doc? Oh, shit, I missed. There we go. There we go. Nothing special. All right. Well, at least that lets us clear the glass and we can climb in this way. Get good. Shut up. This guy. All right. If we can find some medical supplies, that'd be nice. I thought I already skipped this one. The heck? Alright, well, if that keeps happening a little too frequently, I might just go look for a apocalypse playlist of some sort. Painkillers, that's big. Beta blockers, I already have one. I don't need to carry it. Disinfectant, though, that's big. And sleeping pills, that's actually super big. Although, am I getting drowsy? No, that's sad. I need some antidepressants. Soul showed up and now I'm a little sad. Great. Cotton. Oh, more disinfectant. Nice, nice, nice. We like that. More disinfectant. Oh, man, we got disinfectant for days. Probably don't want to carry as many as I am. Maybe I'll leave one behind. And matches. Alright, this one, we're going to rip that jacket. I thought I tried to do that earlier. Maybe I got interrupted. Let's see here. Let's douse this in alcohol and... I can disinfect the rags. I have a status effect. Man, how cool would it be if you could just walk around and be like, yeah, I inflict status effects. Just my existence. All right, we're gonna drink all the soda. And then we're gonna go in the bathroom here. And now we have 2 water bottles. Clean the strips and fill all. All right. I'm gonna have to change the audio track. I thought there was, I didn't know he had so many vocal tracks. Let's see here. Let's look for multi-hour zombie apocalypse mix. Let's see what this one is. If it's any good. Okay. I really need to find that can opener. That can opener is... I wish the game would give you a can opener, but it doesn't for the starter pack. Alright. We are reaching end of the day, though, so we need to find a home to kind of call it for the night. Now, this house is burnt, so... probably nothing special here. But my OCD won't let me ignore it. Got anything? No. I feel like I'm hearing a zombie. I am hearing a zombie. Oh, there you are. Hey, buddy. Ah, he doesn't have anything either. You open? Nope. Trunk open? Nothing. Wait, hold on. Do I have a screwdriver? I have a less durability. Yeah, I have one with less durability. Let's get the better one. All right, this house is messed up. Let's see if there's anything worth getting. Nope, it's pretty messed up. There is one container here. Nah, we don't need it. All right, I think we're gonna hang out in the next house or maybe the one after then. Oh, hey guys. Oof. What a blow. Come on. The injury. It's making it so difficult. Me. This car doesn't look too shabby either. Let's just a shame that the game is like, oh, this house is pretty empty. Shoot. All right, we might go one more then. Twine. We'll read the map later. Let's open the trunk. We got the key. A tote bag. Get out of here. Ah, it's locked. Still want to see what's in here though, because once I check, I'm not coming back to this house. We're gonna mark it accordingly. VHS tapes. We don't have time to read that. Oh, can opener. Sick. All right, we won the game. Peaches. Sardine. All right, I hear zombies though. There's somebody at the front of the house and somebody in the back of the house. Oh. Caught them bathing. Come on. Come on. There we go. Really, I probably should be eating the painkillers I picked up. Let's actually do that real quick while that guy's banging on the window. Let's also see what's in here. Nothing special. More sleeping pills. I actually want the sleeping pills. I have found that I use sleeping pills pretty... Oh, wait, this guy's a gun. Hey, buddy, what do you have? Which body are you? Here you are. A shoddy. Sure, we'll toss that on our back for now. I hear another zombie walking around the back. Alright, so we have that one done, this one done, that one done. And then because these two houses are kind of... Oh, I don't have a red pen yet. Shit. Alright, we're not going to be able to do much with marking then until we find that red pen. Red pen doesn't seem like it's too difficult to find. I guess maybe this will be the house we hang out in for the night. Ah, shit. Oh, can I get him in time? I did. Actually, that house has 2 bodies at the door. Anybody else? Whoa, around the world. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of people in there. What are they doing here? It's the conspiracy convention. The door's locked. Alright, we're gonna let them break that down, and hopefully I can lose their aggro, and we'll hang out over here instead. Come on, door. Yes. Okay. Alright. We'll hang out in here for tonight. Let's grab the rest of what's downstairs, and then we'll figure out what to do when we're upstairs in a safer place. Do some inventory management. Get ready for the night. Read a book. Tell a story. Painkillers. Do I need a second one? I'll hold on to it for now. Because I don't really... Anything in the backyard? No. You know... Oh. Oh, I hear something. Oh. This guy. What's he doing? The sound effect. This one has ammo, but pistol ammo, I don't really... You know what? If it turns out to be 3.8 ammo, maybe I'd want to hold on to it. I actually like that little 3.8 pistol. Nope. 4.4. Don't need it. Where's my hammer? Or not my hammer, my bat. Oh, actually the bat's not breaking down nearly as fast as I thought it was gonna. Ooh, heck yeah. We found ourselves a proper jacket that isn't full of holes. Let's go. We could actually get rid of this one now. Give me some more leather strips. Okay, very nice. And trap. Both of these books are readable. They're both level 1, so we'll take it for now. We'll go upstairs. Actually, no, this one doesn't have a second floor. Oh. Oh, hold on. You don't even have curtains on the windows. Wait a minute. That's not going to be good for when I'm sleeping. What about you? Do you have curtains? You don't. Shoot. I should have taken one off of the house from earlier. What about the bathroom? Do you have curtains? You don't even have a window. Okay. What to do? Alright, you know what? We're gonna let this guy in. I missed. Come on. Okay. Oh, shit. Are they all gonna show up one at a time? Oh my god. Maybe they will. Oh, dude, why am I missing? My aiming is bad. I gotta replace that bandage. Alright. You have a key. We'll yoink that. Can't aim at all. Oh, you have a key too. This music is actually really quiet. Let's bump it up a little bit. How's that coming across? That'll do. Not too bad. Are you judging the house you broke into? I'm judging all the houses, my dude. We are not... This is a... I don't know what you would call it. What would you call it? Clean. Alright, hopefully we don't get jumped while we're sleeping. That would be... less than ideal. But for now, let's take a seat and kind of assess what we got to do here. All right, so we found actually quite a bit of good items early on. So I think first things first, let's do I have thread? Did I get thread earlier? I got a little bit. So what we're gonna do is take our jacket and we're going to... Oh, I don't have a needle. Shoot. All right, I'm missing an item before I could do any of that. Let's start eating some food though, because it's probably what's taken up the majority of the weight on the character. Let's actually also take a seat by these bodies instead so I can drop items on them. I do that just because the zombies will despawn eventually and the things I put on them will despawn with it. So these maps, the rip sheets, I don't need them lying about the world indefinitely. Let's see what this map with the notes on it are though. Anything useful? This looks like where I'm at. Safest house. Barricade it. You don't say. All around here, don't shoot. Okay. I don't actually know. I haven't really followed any of these maps, but I haven't seen this one before where it's like, this is the safest house. Barricade it. So actually, maybe we'll mark that one real quick, because that is, where is it? That's this house right here. So let's put a circle and a exclamation mark. We'll try that. And then we're getting hungry, so let's eat the... What do we have to eat? We have some chocolate, we got some peaches. You know, we'll eat some peaches and we'll eat... I think that might be enough. Hopefully the peaches are enough. Yeah, that'll do. Look at that. Still a little sad though. Yeah, unfortunately, until we find some smokes, we're going to be depressed constantly. The bandage too. Yeah, let's clean that up. Dirty bandage. I'm scratched, and we'll put in... Oh no, I just got infected. Hold up. It just showed up. So let's use the cotton ball, because allegedly the cotton ball with alcohol is the best one to... Oh, look at that. It actually just flat out got rid of it. Nice. I've actually never seen it get added and removed while I'm looking at it. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this map we've already marked. We can drop that item. The scissors. Ah, I have too much in my inventory already. This is going to be the challenge, right? It's like you're carrying too much. The shotgun. Oh man, so as much as I want to use a shotgun, we don't have the ammo for it. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ammo out of it. And I'm sure we'll find a shotgun at some point. But for now, I think what we'll do is just leave it behind. Let's attach this to the back. And then... What was the durability on it? It's not super... It doesn't have maxed out durability, so... Or the condition, I should say. And the other reason also is because it just weighs so much. carrying a gun with all your other gear is really, really costly. Top off on that. We'll clean ourselves up before we sleep. Around 1 a.m., 1 or 2 a.m. we'll probably crash. I also want to read at least one of these books. Let's read the magazine, because those are pretty quick to read if I fast forward. And then the first aid I actually want to read. So maybe we'll sacrifice a little bit more time. Okay, it's 3 in the morning. I'm probably going to sleep for 6 hours, I think. Let's see, if it was 3 a.m., 7 a.m. Oh no, even less. I slept for like 4. If a zombie apocalypse happened, I would unalive you. Would just call it quits. You'd just be like, nah, I don't want to play this game. Let's use up the adhesives. Those things seem to have pretty low bandage durability or whatever it's called. And let's open up the cans, because the cans weigh so much in this game. It doesn't seem to matter like what's in the can. It just weighs a lot. Let's dump all these on the body so they'll despawn. I really want to read this book and get rid of it, right? Because books weigh 0.8 also. So the fewer books I'm carrying, the better. All right. Shells. Do I have room for that here? I do. No pizza. Ah, that's a good point. Well, that's why you got to find someone to survive with who knows how to cook, right? You just get them to make you the pizza. It's possible. I'm sure it's possible. Get yourself like a brick oven or something, right? I wonder if zombie... That's a question that they don't really address in zombie movies or games. I wonder if zombies are attracted to the smell of things, you know? Hey guy, sit down. Why are they all wearing tinfoil hats? Alright, let's grab the better pair of scissors, and then no cows, no cheese. Oh, that's a fair point. I mean, just because an apocalypse happens doesn't mean all the cows are gone, right? I imagine like urban places are going to be screwed, but you could probably find a rural place that has animals alive, right? I can have a debate about that. Oh man, just this theory crafting the apocalypse, you know? But yeah, God, what would you even eat? I guess canned foods and such are only going to go so far, right? We're going to have mass looting everywhere. I guess one of the issues is, what do you do when you don't have... I guess obviously hunting and stuff will come back, right? If people aren't around, animals will probably theoretically start to flourish. But then again, there's no guarantee that just because an apocalypse happens, it's like, hey, what if the animals are also susceptible to it, right? So we'll have like zombie rabbits and zombie cows and zombie wolves and zombie dogs. I don't know. Makes sense to me. More sleeping pills. Man, all the drugs. But I already have some. I don't think I need any more. I'm actually going to have to start like figuring out what to leave behind. Getting to a point already where it's like I'm carrying too much. Let's actually grab these two because I can consolidate those. Hold up. I thought I had one. Huh? Weird. Alright, well, we'll leave that one there. What else we got down here? Leather strips. I really want to find... I guess I'm gonna have to leave stuff behind. I'm already... Oh wait, red pen. Here we go. Bingo. Yeah, so the twine, I think I can leave that behind. Man, as much as... I can't really carry more than one book at a time. They just weigh too much. Same thing goes with the food. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just mark the house and say, hey, there's cans here. We can come back to it. So the oats are good for... Yeah, we have actually quite a bit of decent canned food that we can like open. So let's leave the generic stuff behind. Finding a larger container would be nice. Disinfectant. I don't think I need painkillers anymore because my hand seems to be alright. My guy's getting so sad. And then what else can I store back in the bag? Can I fit this in here? Oh, I can. Nice. Okay, we're pretty close. Thinking about zombie apocalypse happening, as cities will suffer the most, but country places, no, county, yeah, country, we will almost not hear about it until it's in their face. Well, that I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, maybe some really rural place that they don't even use like technology might be the case, but I imagine with like the internet and most people having cell phones even out there, right, I would think they would hear about it. A lot of those guys, don't they have like at least have like radios, right? And if the apocalypse happens after the alleged what is it, Tesla, what is it, not Tesla, space, not SpaceX, what is that stupid Starlink, right, the satellite that's trying to bring internet to places that traditionally just don't have it. So if it happens, if that after that becomes more mainstream, if it does become mainstream, then I have a feeling that there'd be quite a lot of people who hear about it. But I don't know. You tell me. I mean, you're on the internet. You live in a fairly rural place, if I remember, right? You don't think you'd hear about it? You wouldn't see the news? Because all the major news channels would probably cover it before they make the mistake of sticking around for too long. What do you got? Anything good? And nope. Oh no, there goes the bat. Great. Alright. Let's get rid of it. Shoot, I need to find a better weapon. I don't have any good weapons. Oh, you live in the city. Okay. Ranch and farms will hardly use them until very... Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, like during the day you're out, you don't really need it, right? Maybe they carry a radio with them, but outside of that, right, you don't really need to because you're out there doing your work, is what I imagine. But honestly, I don't really know because I'm pretty city suburban. That's been kind of my circle of what I'm familiar with. What you got in here? Anything? Man, this house blows. Nothing. Dog food. You have family on ranches, I see. Thing about zombies that they are always very weird on how they go about. You judging zombies, man? You don't even know. I think the one thing that would worry me about if something like that were possible is we don't really know what kind of zombies would actually exist, right? Like movies and media and film and all that kind of depict the slow zombies, and then we got our sprinters, we got our special zombies from video games, but it's like real life zombies. I don't know, what would that even be like if they got to a point where they were attacking people? Because up in like was it San Francisco or was it Washington? I forget. I don't know if you guys ever listened to the news about like all the fentanyl and the drug problem that they have going on, but there's streets, man. People are twitching on the sidewalk. People are laying on the ground like literally dead. It's a fucked up situation up there, and it really makes me think of like, damn, that's like the closest we've ever been to like people behaving and taking one foot into the world of being like a zombie. It's super fucking weird. Let's see, what is this hat? Insulation wind resist, whereas hard hat has insulation wind resist and water resist. Okay, I think we're going to switch out for the hard hat. Seems a little bit better. As much as the boxing headgear is something I haven't seen before, it just seems flat out worse than what we could have right now. Oh, hey guy. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to like, there's been a couple of YouTubers who've gone up there and they've done like stories, interviewing some of the like the I forget what group this guy was a part of. I think he like has a nonprofit, but he tries to help people because the city doesn't fucking help. It's it's a business, unfortunately, from as far as I can tell, where it's like, hey, we can get money from the government to say that we're helping, but they don't actually do it because as soon as they do it, the problem goes away and they can't get funding, right? So it's really messed up in that regard. But that aside, there's been a few folks that through YouTube channels have gone through the streets and they try to record, and one of them actually got I don't know if maybe it's faked, who knows, right? We never know anymore, but you know, homeless guys are pretty erratic, and apparently they got chased in a small part with a guy. A guy had a knife and was like yelling at them to get out of here, no recording. Fucking came after them. Crazy. Wild stuff up there. It's really sad because it's in my state. And I've been up there. It's like, it's super nice, but man, I have no interest of going up there if that's what the streets are like now. All right, where did I leave that book? Because I'm thinking, who knows when I'm going to find those level 1 books again. I wonder if it'd be worth it just to hang out for a day and just do all the reading. Was it this house? Maybe it was this house. No. I kind of feel like it was the one right above where those tinfoil boys were at. So yeah, I definitely want to read the first aid one because I'm doing first aid right now. Kind of wasting my extra XP that I could be getting. I want to say it was this house. Let's find out. Yeah, here we go. Tailoring would be nice, but that's level 2. Alright, we're gonna hang out in this house for a day, half a day. Try to get rid of some of these books. Oh, you have curtains on the windows too. Perfect. Close that. Let's close that. I have plenty of food on me for now. So we can come in here and we can just let my character read. We'll fast forward it too. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm more worried about more environmental stuff than the potential for an apocalypse, frankly. like being in California, if shit hit the fan, our problem is probably gonna relate to the fault lines or earthquake or rising tides is my guess, right? So either we're gonna have a massive fucking earthquake, which is gonna just destroy so many homes, and a bunch of roads are probably gonna get messed up. If that doesn't happen, I think the sea levels would probably rise up, and a lot of our coastal stuff, which, you know, California is all coastal, right? The vast majority of it is. Actually, I guess another issue that I'm a little concerned about out here is the northern part of our state is actually like overrun with cartels right now. There's like Mexican, Russian, and Chinese cartels up there, according to what I've been able to learn about it. And they're just growing weed farms and other drugs, and as far as the hush-hush stuff that people aren't apparently allowed to talk about, the trafficking that's going on, it's a little sketch. I don't know. I don't understand it. My state seems to be intent on killing itself. Like they're just giving everybody every reason to leave. It doesn't really make sense to me. But what are you gonna do? Everything sucks? Nah, no, not everything sucks. There's a lot that could be better, but I imagine, assuming, you know, in the next, gosh, I guess what do they teach in like history class? It's like, you know, at least 50 years have gone by, right? Before anything really starts showing up in history books. Maybe 50 years? 50 years seems pretty reasonable, I think. But I imagine, you know, give it 100 years or so. I think what we're in right now is a potential turning point. The question is, are we going to actually do something about it? Because it's not even like an American issue. It's a global issue that we're seeing right now. Like China's getting hit with stuff. Europe's getting hit with stuff. Africa seems to be doing all right. Australia's kind of on their own little island, so but they're still affected because of all the import export. I only plan to live until 50. Let's go. Actually, you know, it's funny you say that. I've had this conversation with a few people. It's like, bro, I don't know what I would do after like 65. Like, I don't know what that is going to be like, and I don't know if I have anything to really care for at that point. I guess it'd be different if I was in a situation where like maybe you have like grandkids or something to really look forward to, but like people aren't having kids anymore either, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's like, not to mention your body starts falling apart. Hell, it starts falling apart in your 30s. Like that's when the bell curve starts to decline, right? So, not to be pessimistic about it, but they'll be fine without you. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, how many people actually... I don't know. See, Japan had... And maybe Asian cultures at large, historically, had at least had this kind of tradition. And actually, you know, Hispanics also have this tradition, right? Where you kind of have a day to remember... either on their passing, or there's like a culture to remember the people, your ancestors of sorts. Like American culture doesn't really have that. Like your great grandparent out here, like do you think about it? Do you care? I think the vast majority of the answer to that's going to be a no. Which is what are you going to do with it? It is what it is. It is what it is. But are you gaslighting my culture? Does it sound like gaslighting? I mean, isn't that what was it called? Is it Dia de los Muertos? Is that what it was called? Day of the Dead? Yeah. Which, I don't know if this is just my kind of perception, but I kind of feel like even the younger generations don't really care about it as much as it's traditionally depicted to be. It kind of feels like how Christmas in the States originally had a lot more meaning, whereas Christmas in Japan is a bit more of a holiday. Same thing goes with like Halloween. Like Halloween out here means something different than Halloween in like Japan. I don't know. Yeah, they don't care about it anymore. That's kind of the vibe I get. Like I know a lot of film and media make it seem like people do. But the behavior of the people that I know who are Hispanic, it's like they celebrate it, but it's really used as an excuse to have like a party more than actually spend time to remember the past. All right, so we read 2 books. I have plenty of food, so maybe we'll do one more. Actually, my guy's getting real hungry. And I need to get... My weight is low. I want to get rid of underweight, right? So we're just going to go pig out a little bit here. Let's actually open up these. Spaghetti bolognese? I don't even know how to pronounce that. I don't think I've ever had that. The spaghetti bolognese. There we go. All right, that's normal. And then let's read this. We'll let our guy sit down on the ground. I don't actually know what sitting down on the ground does. I think it's supposed to reduce exhaustion faster. It was very special in the past. Yeah, I mean that was the same with a lot of cultures. Like even in Japan, it was really in I guess the time where it was a bit more traditional, right? You'd go to, what did they call it, Ohakamairi, which is like visiting the grave, or visiting. What's the? I guess that's more of a direct translation, but the idea was, you know, you would go to the graves, you'd clean the graves, you'd put down some flowers or light some incense, and you'd kind of spend a bit of time to just show some respect, right? But I think even today, the younger generations don't really do that. And I didn't really grow up in Japan, so I can't really say that I've ever done it. I think my family took me like twice, but yeah, I mean, obviously American culture doesn't really have that. You might see that a little bit with like ex-military folks, right? Like they'll visit graves, but every time I hear a story about that, it's usually out of respect because it's like, hey, they gave their life or they saved my life or something, right? So a little bit different in the, I guess, feelings that go behind it. I just thought about it, and even if I have kids, I don't want to live long, so I would teach them to be independent. That's a good point. That's actually something I've thought about before, which is, it's like, why are we... Do elders actually, like, if they want to hang around, fine, but if it's at a point where it's like they can't even take care of themselves, do they want that? Are they happy with that? I mean, once upon a time, you were expected to just fucking die because of illness or sickness or, you know, outside factors. But with medicine, now that people live, you know, 100 years old, God, dude, like 80 to 100, you know, I look at my grandma, who's, I think she's 92. I think it's 92-ish. But, and she's actually a pretty strong person. Like, she's climbing upstairs still. She's only recently started having problems. But God, it just seems depressing. It's like, can't really, you know, go anywhere. You can't really go do fun, crazy activities. She can hardly travel anymore because the altitude really messes with her body now. So you're kind of confined to a home prison of sorts, which is too bad. And there's also that story, or that statistic, was it, where it's like people work until they retire at like 65 or whatever, and they can start getting their pensions or Social Security or whatever it is out here in the States. And then I think statistically, like a good chunk of them die within the 3 years that they retire, which is crazy to think about. It's like, wow, you finally get to stop working and try to enjoy your life at an age where you're practically borderline cripple, and you keel over because the environment changes. I don't know what it is, but it's wild. Don't need the experience long lifetime. Yeah, I think, I don't know how a lot of people feel about that. I think it's easy to say that until you're confronted with like the mortality of it, right? Because I feel like a lot of folks, oh shit, hold on, there's a dude here. I feel like one of the challenges, right, is that for reasons to each their own, people fear their own mortality when it comes to, right? It's like the whole I don't want to die mentality. I wonder how I'll feel in the moment of things, right? Like if I decide to just be like, fuck it, let's go out into the wilderness, and if shit hits the fan, it's like, did I have a good life? I hope I did. But in the moment, you know, it's like, am I gonna feel, I guess, regret, like I wish I did X, Y, and Z? I don't know. I try to live not feeling that way, where it's like, because regrets are I don't know how to put it in words while I'm playing a game, but it's one of those things where I think it holds a person back a lot more than we really talk about. Oh shit, there's a lot of people in here. Hold up. I only have a hammer. Okay, time to go outside. Get out here. Yeah, what am I gonna do with a hammer? Oh shit, fuck. You bitch. Alright, this is gonna be a little difficult. I don't have a good weapon. Yeah, see, I can only hit one guy at a time with this. Oh shit, there's another one. Come on. Alright, I got one down. I'm okay, I got it. Oh, you got back up? Nope, not today. Whew. Alright, I was a little bit concerned there. Jumping into a home and getting surrounded by 3 people is typically not a good sign. As a kid, I want to live 100, but then I see how bad bodies get and how you just get tired the longer you go. Yeah, that tends to be the case. I mean, you can kind of mitigate that by being in good shape when you're younger, which is one of the things that worries me, because a lot of kids, right, don't have good parents anymore. And there's a lot of folks out there who are vast, you know, super overweight. I mean, hell, I'm not really doing a great job myself these days with my own choices, but but at least I grew up in really good shape, right? So I think my 30s are going to be fine. I'm a little concerned about my 40s and 50s perhaps, but there's kids out there who in their teens and why can't I hit you? In their teens and in their 20s are just, they're so overweight. They don't seem to understand that, yo, your 30s and your 40s are going to be miserable because your body, that all affects your body. Not to mention, actually, I guess what we do with sitting around in chairs all day too. It's like I try to get out twice a day. Like I'll go out riding either a motorcycle or bicycle just to get a little bit of light exercise. But some folks, they don't even do that, right? Like actually, like when you work, you're doing physical work. It sounded like, at least. So I imagine you're going to be okay, or at least decent in your 30s, but I worry. I worry. We're going to have such a miserable generation or two coming up here. And the bad news is with like the decisions our quote unquote elders in positions of authority have been making recently, like the next few years are gonna, or not the next few years, the next few generations are gonna suck, is my assumption. Like in general, it's not gonna be nearly as great as, say, like the generation that got to enjoy the 90s. But hopefully, my hope is that a few generations afterwards, things will get better, because we'll be like, dude, what the fuck did you guys do? What did you do? Why did you mess everything up? We gotta fix it for you, right? But it's gonna take time. Like a lot of plans are planned in more kind of generational time frame. I guess that's the way to put it, right? It's like a change to society is not going to take a year. It's not going to take 3 years. It's not going to take 5 years. It's probably going to take 10, 20 years before you really start to see the effects of it or the benefits of it or actually impactful changes of it. So yeah, enjoy. I don't want to live with regrets too, so I do everything I want and why I chose the job I have to have the time I want. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons why I got out of my corporate job, which was, it's just they just always ask for more. They don't really give you the benefit. Now, to be fair, it was a remote job and I did have some flexibility during the day. Making a shit ton of money was really nice, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd call that like being able to do what I want, because as long as I don't know. Something about it seemed just off and wrong, and I had to get out of it. Don't need a plan for retirement if I don't plan along. Well, I mean, you should, right? I do think that planning for quote unquote retirement's a bit of a trap way of thinking that the generation, one or two generations before me, actually set into motion. I think it's better to build an engine for yourself is the better way of building a retirement plan. Oh, my guy's getting sleepy. Let's sleep. It's also not really taught, and parents don't really know what to do about it or how to teach it. So it's one of those things that I think I reached a point where I'm like, bro, I feel like a couple of items that I was taught weren't... Oh man, there's more people here too. Hey, zombie boys. Oh, there's a lot of people in there. Man, they were having a party too next door. Man, the other house had a bunch of alcohol and chips on the ground. This house has a bunch of alcohol and chips on the ground. I do plan to travel starting next year. That's pretty good. I think more people should try to travel. I know too many people who've they've never left. They've never gone to see the different kind of cultures that are out there. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, get off of me. Oh shit, get off of me. I really need a better weapon. This hammer is not gonna help me survive. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. We're managing though. I really want... Oh shit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Get off me. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Ooh, made it. Alright. We're okay. There's still more inside. Holy shit. There's a lot of guys in there. I think I have enough scraps, so we don't have to really deal with that. If I find someone I really like, maybe I'll live to 65. I mean, what are you gonna do, bro? It's like you can't be like, bro, I'm 40, I'm good. Like, you can't just check out. I guess you could check out, but I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it because on one side I get it, but on the other side, like I had someone check out, but they were also 19, and it's like, dude, you just literally fucked up everyone in our family. So, like, if you're the oldest, maybe I can understand, and like if your family understands it, I can understand, but yeah, I got mixed feelings when it comes to that heinous crime. Get a life sentence, bro. Life sentence is fucking blow. You kidding me? You're literally in a cage. Maybe if you got money, you can get like a nicer room and all that, but I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'd want to have a life sentence. That seems miserable. At least you'll get, you know, fed, I suppose, but death penalty. Dem up. Oh, okay. I mean, death penalty's not any different, right? I mean, depending on the state, it's not like, hey, you were subject to death penalty, so you know, we're gonna schedule you 2 months from now. Like, I'm pretty sure that stuff takes years, because I think you still sit around for like 5 years or something. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I don't know. I think the best... I haven't really put enough thought into it to speak about that kind of shit. Suicide. Oh, it's like suicide. What is that? That's some new lingo I've never heard about. You know, I actually wonder if that is more common than people really give credit for. It's like, people don't question it if you acted like some crazy psychopath, right? And you can't be questioned if you survive it, or if you don't make it. No, I appreciate you for doing that. Not that I give two craps about YouTube. YouTube slowly becoming, you know, censor tube. It's like, what do you mean I can't curse? What do you mean I can't say certain words? There's certain channels actually who they'll do like recaps of TV shows or anime, and they'll blur like good chunks of the screen, and I'm just like, dude, this is shitty to watch. It's like a third of your screen has a blur filter on it. Like, why am I watching this channel? Not to mention, there's a few that they'll replace words. It's like, bro, you telling me that are we gonna get rid of these words from the dictionary? You can't undo. Oh shit, you can't undo words. It's like, just let people say what they have to say, and if society and culture say no thanks, then oh god, hold on, calm down, guys, please. There we go. We're okay. Oh, yeah, what were we talking about? I don't know how you go about it, because here's the other thing that's gonna suck is that what happens, one, if the whole defunding bullshit, you know, really goes through, and a bunch does get defunded, like, it's gonna get harder and harder to do. And then on the flip side, what happens if they don't pull the trigger, you know? And you just get jumped, you get thrown to the ground, you get cuffed, and then you get booked up. What are you gonna do then? Then not only did you not get what you want, but now you're now you're stuck. Now you're stuck with probably like a life sentence, and you're stuck in the system. And yeah, good luck with that, dude. I don't know, man. What happens if you get that one really good cop who's like, dude, that doesn't look like a real gun? Like, he can tell, you know, like he can tell that it doesn't look like it's made out of metal, or I don't know, dude. You'd have to move to California or the places that have like really rookie cops working, or has a reputation for like soy boy cops or something. That might be what you gotta do. These guys who have no business being behind a badge. We shouldn't be talking about this, bro. This is dark. Just because I'm in the zombie apocalypse right now. All right, we're gonna ditch the backpack because I just found a duffel bag, even though it's dark as night. Holy shit. I do want to know what your actually is, though. You're thinking something. I don't know if I like it, but you're thinking it. All right, bourbon, chips, pop. I think I can fit all that in here now that I have more carrying capacity, because the backpack is 19, the duffel bag is 23. Let's go. Easiest way to get that outcome is that you try to grab one off. Dude. Dude. And don't let go while the other cop is around. I mean, yeah, maybe. But if there's more than one extra cop, like they could just rip you off. I don't know, dude. I don't think you've put much thought into this. I think you're talking out of your ass a little bit, much as we all are. I think if you really wanted to go down that road, you'd find a reliable way. And then you'd go just enjoy somewhere alone and not involve other people. I think, you know what, I think involving other people is going to be probably the big no-no for me. Pulled over, hand over registration license. What? Oh, sorry, I'm dying. Choked on something. That's also true, but what are you gonna do if your mom lives until I'm assuming your mom's like, oh Jesus, hold on, I'm gonna mute myself. All right, hopefully that was okay. What was I saying? Not too much for my siblings, they find. Yeah, I don't know. You say that. I think a lot of people think that. I think there's a lot of people who feel that, but like I said, I feel a little bit differently about it now that it's happened to me. So yeah, it's a tricky situation. I get the reasons for feeling that way. I still do. It feels bleak, right? Or at least the what's the word? The sunset isn't as pretty on the horizon right now, which I think is too bad because it's still nice. It's just, dude, like what's all this shit on the way there? Yeah, no. It's funny about the parents situation too, because I'd rather go back to kind of what you were saying earlier, which was like you want to teach, if you had, you know, kids, grandkids or whatever, like independence, right? Way to kind of be on their own and not have, like, I guess the burden is kind of what I think about, of needing to kind of put the weight of you on your younger generations. And I remember one of the more popular streamers out there kind of talking about it when one of their parents passed away. It's like, dude, it sucked, but in time, in a fairly short amount of time, it was like there was a burden. I don't know if he used the word burden, but effectively what he was describing seem to translate to burden was lifted off his shoulders. So, I mean, obviously it depends on the situation, all that, but like I wonder about that. Like if my family, like how did my parents feel when their parents passed? Not all of them have passed, but each one has lost, I guess one has lost both and one has lost one, but I wonder. Hard to think about. It's one of those things you don't really want to think about, I feel. So, but, you know, that's life. What are you gonna do about it? And life will find a way. It is the... It is what it is. Alright, we've explored these. So I'm actually surprised we're doing pretty good in the game, though. So far, like, we found the can opener really quick. It took a little longer to find a larger backpack. I think the one big issue that I'm having is I haven't found, like, a good spare weapon. I need a better weapon. Is someone knocking at my door? Dang. I actually think more parents should be jerks to their kids. Not in a like a be a jerk just to be a jerk kind of way, but like hard lessons, right? I think that's actually one of the issues the boomer generation failed on. I was thinking about this out one night, but you know, you got the generations who went to war and they came back and they had no tolerance for your bullshit, right? Because to them, you're the shit that their kids would complain about. It's like, dude, you have no idea. Like, shut up, enjoy what you got. But the I guess what we're dealing with right now is a good chunk of the generation that has like this entitlement and projection. Like, they're pointing fingers, they're expecting praise, and it's a little tough for me to watch because I feel like I grew up in a bit of an in-between where I had a little bit of discipline, but I also had a little bit of the what do you call it? Not the what goes with like that kind of gold star mentality, right? Like, I've had teachers on both camps. I've had family members in both camps, right? Whereas there's people these days where I'm just like, dude, you have no idea like the hardships of the world. Which that's another reason why I think travel is such a big deal. It's like you have to actually see. People are like, oh, my life is so hard. But it's like, bro, are you not aware of the lives some people live? like your apartment is the size of their house. Your breakfast, eggs and bacon and some ham or whatever, it's like that's their meal for the day. It's perspective. I think travel's great though. It's a shame. It's just so it's a business, right? Well, we're not trying to be depressing about it. We're just talking about a very touchy subject, if anything. While I mean, because I am running around ending the lives of these poor fools who once had dreams, but now they're full of disease. I had a good amount of discipline, so it pisses me off when people shove their problems onto others and get sympathy for stuff that doesn't matter. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I was watching Cody Ojo the other night, and I think she said she wasn't going to leave that video up just because she was talking about some life stuff. But she was telling stories about some of the quote-unquote friends that she had growing up in university life. And it's like, bro, Cody at least had some like a sense of responsibility, and it seems like she had a parent that was very like no bullshit, which that's kind of that tough love that I'm talking about. It's like no bullshit, telling you how it is. If I say it, you're gonna do it. There's a reason why. It's not just because I'm lazy and I'm pushing it onto the kids type situation. But she was talking about how one of her buddies would literally break down crying, and it's like, bro, you're like a 20-some-year-old is from the guess sound of things, Maybe like 19 to 20, 21-ish is my guess, based on kind of the timeline of when people typically go into college. But it's like they were having a conversation and trying to negotiate, and I guess parents got involved because, you know, they're still the parents, and that's the thing, right? It's like, dude, you're 18 plus, and your parents are still like hand holding you through life. I don't know. What kind of people did these folks grow up to be? What are they actually? Are they being responsible? Did they grow out of it, or are they still just like overgrown children? I think parents. There's a lot of parents that kind of fail that side of upbringing. I'm gonna tell Quota you snitched. Nah, I'm not snitching on anybody. What do you mean? It's just I can see that story playing out in a lot of life. So it's a shame, really. But yeah, that again, feel like a broken record. As much as you might have opinions about it, it's like, what do you do? It's someone else's life. Like, what right do you have to tell them how to live? But at the same time, it's like, bro, you're kind of a bitch. Try to do a lot by myself, not to rely on others, which I think is good. I think it's good. I think that's something. That's you know what it boils down to for me. I think is independence. It's something I've always kind of prided myself on being able to pull off, and I see a lot of people who just don't seem to have that same sense of independence is important. They kind of what's the word? It's like they're relying on other people to like hold their hand through the way, which I don't know. Maybe I can't speak too much about it with the digital stuff that I do, but in life I've done all right. I've done all right. But then again, it's like I know so many people who just seem to be comfortable like under the roof of another, and they don't do anything about it. Oh, we found a pipe wrench, which is nice. That's nice. That's a decent melee weapon, I think. And then we also got a spear, which is also nice. I like the spear. Actually, I have to move these around a little bit. Nice. All right, cool. The spear is actually big. The only downside with the spear is that it breaks super quick. But I also get how, depending on where you live, it's like living alone is not cheap anymore. It was super nice back like my parents' generation, because there were programs for getting a house. I don't know. It seemed like the middle class was a bit more important, which is where I think the majority of people are, at least in stateside. Excuse me. But when I hear about like buddies I've met from Europe or people from other states, it's like almost everybody's rooming with somebody. It seems like people can't afford to live solo or as a family. I guess a family kind of counts, but as soon as you introduce kids to the mix, oh my god, how many are there? Holy shit! There's like 8 people that just crawled out of there. Okay, hold on. This might be a little problematic. There's more on the way too. Okay, that weapon broke. That was short-lived. It was nice knowing you, Spear. Wow, I was not expecting 8 people to just like come crawling. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many are here? 2. Yeah, 7 dudes. Whoa, that could have ended poorly. All right, let's get the spear out of here. We don't need that anymore. Too many people had parents that had them when they were not ready for that responsibility. Well, as far as that goes, I don't know if anyone ever is ready. I think that's actually one of the mistakes that we've kind of made today, which is telling people that should not have kids until they're ready. I don't think anyone's truly ready to have kids, you know? Like, even if you prepare as much as you can prepare, not to mention it's like the kid itself is unpredictable. You don't know what kind of a menace they're going to be. They might be well behaved, they might not be. I think it's just general kind of culturally teaching people that it's like, hey, there's a certain degree of accountability and responsibility you got to have when it comes to the whole having kids situation, which most people don't want the responsibility and most people don't take the accountability, right? So, but anyways, which results in letting their kids do anything. Well, yeah, that's exactly what happens, which, yeah, it's not really an issue of being ready. It's I think a lack of being taught or taking the responsibility and accountability side of things. So not able to break that habit and leads to kids being over dependent, which, yeah, I think that's just a domino effect, right? It's like one thing leads to the other. So it's kind of a shame. No, it's all good, dude. I don't mind these topics. I just know it's not the most interesting conversation when you're playing a video game or coming to watch like this type of video game. So for anyone tuning in, too bad. This channel doesn't have a this channel doesn't care anymore. Where did my other backpack go? Oh, it's on the ground. All right, so we found a big backpack, or not a big backpack. We found a hiking bag. So now we're getting an extra 3 carrying capacity. Let's go. All right. We'll leave the duffel bag. Going out of state, will be gone for like a week or two. Want to see me before she... Oh, that's nice. Look at you guys being a family. I wonder... I have a knife. I could break... Oh, you know what? I might be able to make my own spear by breaking down some of the stuff in here. Let's actually do that. Let's just start breaking stuff apart. Did I get anything? No. Damn it. All right. The nails are nifty, though. We'll hold on to some nails. They also don't weigh a whole lot. But yeah, I think the short of it, though, is that regardless of people and kids and lifespans and all this stuff, the fact that kind of globally people just aren't having kids is going to be an issue, right? Because our entire society is honestly going to just collapse in like 2 generations, maybe, right? I think, yeah, 2 generations. I think that's right. Because ultimately, it's already reaching like a break-even point where kids aren't being born and the old are gonna eventually have to leave the workforce. Right now it's the States are on course to be the next Japan. I think Europe is also on course for that. I think China's on course for that. I think China's actually in a slightly worse position just because of their overall population size. So they scale a bit more heavily than we do. Yeah, it's not gonna be nice, whatever is coming. So there's gonna be a period, I think, coming up here soon where propane torch. Oh, I want to take it, but I don't need it. Well, unfortunately, we weren't able to get any scraps. Or not scraps, planks. Were there? Oh, I can break the sofa down too. Let's actually do that. Let's break the sofa down. Ah, oh, come on. Give me what I need. Let's also eat some food. We'll eat some chili. Man, I grew up on canned chili because my dad loved canned chili, but thinking back to it now, it was so bad for you. Population needs to go down. No, I don't think it does, dude. I don't think I used to think population needed to go down, but the more I think about it, I think if it went down in a steady kind of controlled natural way where it's like, hey, like not what China did with like the whole one kid one child policy type stuff, but like a little bit of flatlining I think is okay. But when you reach a point where kids aren't having kids and those kids aren't having kids, right, and then just older people are eventually going to die off, it's not a steady decline. It becomes a cliff, right? So dude, if you've ever flown in a plane, you know just how much abundance of space we have. I really don't think. I don't. I again. I used to buy into the whole "there's too many people" narrative. I don't know if I believe it anymore. I actually think that was a terrible misconception. I think one of the biggest problems that we have as far as that goes is the fact that we didn't do a proper job of educating more for some reason, right? Like we are okay with having a large population of dumb people, which I think is a bigger issue than having more people. Not 8 billion. See, that's what I'm talking about though. Like in the numbers game, there should be, right? And there probably is, honestly. But you just haven't met them. But the fact that we have like dumb people who... Oh, is this guy alive? What the fuck? I hear breathing. I don't know. Yeah, but as far as lost my train of thought. Yeah, as far as that goes though. Like if your experience is anything like mine, and I don't know if California is a little different in that regard. I think maybe most actually you said you live more in a city, right? So you probably do get the similar kind of vibe that I see out there too. But I think we've done a terrible job with expectation setting and like teaching people what to expect. If you are one in a million, then there are 8,000 people like you. I don't need you. Yeah, that's a tricky one though. I don't think it's tricky. I just think people, how do I want to phrase it? Like with social media, with the internet, with honestly even film, I think our expectations got a little warped. Like we instead of meeting someone at a younger age and kind of going with it, we've gotten to a point where we imagine what else could be and we opt for that instead, you know? So can we have an army of souls? Hell no. Hell no. You know what? If we have 8,000 souls wandering this planet, we might have to form an anti-soul coalition to go after these parasites. gotta shut these guys down. They're just gonna be going around bullying people. I don't know if we can handle that. We have enough of that on the internet already. But yeah, relationship shit is really, I can't really be one to say because I spent a good 7 years with someone who ultimately ended up being a very selfish and childlike in the mind. So after crossing a particular line that probably shouldn't have been crossed, I said no thanks and walked away from it. And well, there goes 7-8 years of my life. And I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That is what it is. But you give people a chance, and our society doesn't seem to encourage teaching people how to live for somebody else. Society kind of teaches people how to live for themselves, right? So I think that's part of the problem, but who knows? I'm just a half of a spaceman. I kind of want to bring this gun, but again, I don't really have. How much does this weigh? 4.5? Ugh. I don't know what I want to do about that. Like the attachments are good. Oh, you know what? I don't really care about this gun. This 223. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna put it into a container, and I think I'll just mark that. Hey, there's guns here. Is this pistol also doing pretty good? It is. Yeah, I'm just gonna get it off the zombie and then drop it into a... Maybe I'll put it in here. Yeah, with the headphones. Does it have room? It does. Yeah, that way if I ever want the gun, I can come back for it instead. If I had kids, they would be... Yeah, but you don't have kids. So if you had... What are you talking about? We talked about if you had kids in the past? Because as far as I'm aware, if you had kids, they'd probably be as old as when you had them. But if you didn't have them, then they'd be 0 years old today. What are you talking about? Lost the ability to leave their social... No, I don't think it's that they lost the ability to leave their social bubble. It's the fact that their social bubbles have become virtual, right? Whether they understand it or not, the whole internet culture, like your favorite creators, right, out there, whatever you happen to watch and whatever you happen to consume, your brain... like logically you probably understand that, hey, it's like I don't really know this person, I don't really their lives don't necessarily affect my life, but if they're like a regular character or personality that you watch and listen to, for example, like your brain kind of unconsciously processes them as a as part of your inner, like your neighbors, you know? So that's why people who live off of the internet and have like a community in person that they engage with have a vastly different kind of perspective of how they go about things than people who have just like this internet culture mentality. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm sure there's a more graceful way of kind of explaining what I just did, but yeah, ultimately... Oh, hold on, I'm gonna close these curtains. I hear breathing right outside this fucking wall. If you don't watch Dregn streams, I don't think we could. Shut up. I mean, technically I'm a part of that, right? I mean, I don't really try to make a big hubbub out of this channel anymore, but that aside, I would hope that of the engagements that we've had until many years have gone by and that's kept up, and if the potential comes to it where like we know what each other looks like and we become a bit closer in that way, right? I would hope that you wouldn't, what's the word, the whole parasocial shit, I think is what it is, right? So you don't watch your own stream. I used to the first year, right? I think it was the first year I was watching every single one of my own streams, but that was more to like learn from it and make sure that like if I watch it, it's like, dude, if I don't find the shit that I'm talking about interesting, like who the fuck else will? So it was more learning experience for me. But I also, you know, I think I realized this year it's I don't really necessarily plan to be a mainstream kind of streamer type. I don't really think I'm going to pursue it in that regard. Maybe initially I thought maybe I'd give that a chance, but I don't know if yeah, sure. This guy. But I do think it is one of those situations where it is different, where a lot of folks, what is it? It's a little different when you are able to have like a one-on-one chat with somebody. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. But what was I saying? The difference is where like we can actually chat one-on-one, we could actually chat offline, which is a little different than people who build those relationships or mentally like formulate a relationship with people that they've never really gotten a chance to speak to. They don't really have a one-on-one kind of engagement setting with them. I think that's a little different than what we're talking about, or from what you just said. But maybe that's just me. All right. It is actually the dead of night. Am I tired? Did I sleep? I did just sleep, right? Oh man, I'm playing this game on autopilot now. I still hear like that breathing. I don't know if it's coming through for you guys. I thought I sent many people a picture of me in a wig. I don't know if I saw one in a wig. I think, God, where did I see? I'm pretty sure I came across an image of you somewhere. I don't know. I think you had larger ears than I was expecting. Does that make sense? I was kidding. We are not parasocial, amigo. I don't know what we are. But whatever it is, I know who not to call in a zombie apocalypse. Because you would run straight for them, is what I heard. What? My ears kinds mid? You gotta work on that. I don't know what that means. Alright, let's eat some food. Let's actually eat a lot of food. Holy shit, where is... I'm still hungry? Ears are kind of mid. I don't know what it is with people judging. Like, who cares if you got, like, slightly larger ears or a nose? I don't know. You know what it is? It's the beauty standards. I don't think dudes really care, right? Are there guys who like give a shit? I feel like it's all female driven kind of narrative when it comes to body positivity and all that crap. I don't know. Most folks that I know, like if you're looking good, probably means that you've done a little bit of exercise, and you know your bros will be like, "Hey, dude, you've been working out, you look good." Or it's or if they're good friends, they'll be like, "Dude, you're getting big. What are you fucking doing?" But outside of that, I don't know. And like most dudes that I know, as far as like a girl comes around, it's like she either is attractive or not. And just because she's attractive to one doesn't necessarily mean she's attractive to the other, right? But like the standard, where does the standard come from? If you call me in a zombie apocalypse, the phone would just ring because I'd already be dead. That's maybe, huh? Maybe. Who knows? There are guys that care about their appearance mainly because they were bullied for it. I could see that, I suppose. I don't know. What did I get bullied for? I think I had a pretty average upbringing as far as that goes. I think I got bullied, and I think in hindsight I've realized that I did a little bit of bullying myself. So, but I think most of my bullying stuff was more cultural. It was like I didn't really get bullied for my eyes, even though I guess I have more American eyes. Until I'm laughing, then my eyes become Asian. But yeah, I think my food. My lunches typically got a little bit of flack. But outside of that, I don't know. I don't think I really got messed around. I know I got messed around because I was like the quiet kid, maybe. That was about it. I don't know. I did the bullying. I'm joke. You are a joke. We already know that. We know. What else is new? Messing around. This guy. How long have we been going for? Damn, it's already been pushing 2 hours. All right, well, I'm actually surprised we didn't get swarmed too much. I kind of just went north and let's, I guess, mark off these houses. So the only real struggle, I guess, was around the medical clinic where I got bit because somebody in the chat started distracting me. But outside of that, we did all right. Made it up here. My background music disappeared at some point. I totally forgot about it. So, oh well. Maybe we'll do this another time. But yeah, we survived. We actually found a lot of good stuff already. I'm actually surprised. I mean, our police vest is kind of meh. It's kind of non-existent. Like, what was it at right now? We have 2 holes in our police vest. Our pants and our jacket are doing pretty good. We got to find some better shoes at some point. We actually got up to a hiking bag, so found and a hat. So our head's pretty protected, right? Aside from we're missing some gloves, we're missing some good shoes. So clothing wise, we're actually doing all right. I think the biggest struggle here has actually been our weapons, because we've had horrible luck finding like a good 2-handed weapon to use. But we have plenty of decent food that's going to keep us going for the beginning of the game here. We have our anxiety and our depression is through the roof because we don't have any smokes because of smoker. And then, yeah, we got plenty of food. We found the can opener. We found all of our writing utensils that I like to use. We got leather strips, which I need a needle and some more thread to start using. But otherwise, like all the essential tools, I think we've managed to pick up. We've got some good first aid on us. Am I still wearing a bandage? I am. So this was actually, I'd say, a decent start. But I think we are going to go ahead and call Project Zomboid here. Maybe we'll kick this off again sometime casually. I'll save this save for when we do streams. But yeah, thanks you guys for hopping on. Soul, appreciate the bit of banter here as much as these topics were fucking wild. But yeah, let's go ahead and head back to the main menu. And I think what I'm going to do for maybe 10-20 minutes is just kind of update on what we've been working on and what's coming up and what we're doing with this channel. Super light, super casual, but yeah, for those that came for Project Zomboid and a bit of trying time discussions. Hope you guys enjoyed, and take it easy. So with that, let's pop back up here. Soul, let's see here. I'm going to close out of the game. One less thing in the background here. And what was this audio I had saved on this screen? Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Little bit of background BGM here. We'll leave that on. Why not? So let's see here. Called Sleeping Beauty because I was always sleeping. Don't see that as bullying because I was strangely popular. You know, in hindsight, I don't think, yeah, I've had my ups and downs. Like, I think in the moment, a lot of people who talk about being bullied growing up, it's really kind of how your perspective is, right? Because like in the moment, yeah, I was like, bro, why are you bullying me? But in hindsight, right, it's like I did a little bit of bullying here. Overall, like I was a pretty average kid, I think. You know, I had a few circles of friends. I was lucky to have one like good friend that's actually lasted for the years since. So I think if a child grows up and lets the bullying get to them and doesn't really have like a support network of friends or parents to really kind of steer them in a better direction or act as like a bit of a life raft of sorts, or a life what do they call those little floaters, the little circular floaters? I thought there was a name for them, but you know what I mean, right? Like I think most people probably had a typical life with maybe a little bit of a sprinkle of different flavors all around. And if you feel differently, it's probably because of you. You probably made it worse with your own way of thinking. Lifesavers, there you go. People knew me, didn't go out of my way to be known, nor did I know the people outside of. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's a pretty typical experience thinking back to what my time was like. Like, could I have done more? Sure. Did I want to at the time? Nah. Like, I was pretty happy with my couple of good friends and with my hobbies and the things I enjoyed. I think the school systems itself probably could have enabled a bit more of a welcoming, comfortable environment. The school itself was kind of dumb, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I'm really disappointed with like the school system as a system, but that might be a topic for another time. You were called gay for a bit, but that's because you were listening to Coldplay. No. Hanging out with girls, third grade. See, that's just people were jealous. Who knows? They were jealous and they didn't understand why. Didn't see us bullying because I like girls and they were pretty athletic. Oh, you were pretty athletic. Yeah, no, that's awesome, right? But see, again, like some people would think back and be like, yeah, I was hanging around the girls and I was being, bullied and called gay. But it's like, well, did you let it get to you, right? Whereas in the same situation with your kind of take on it, it's like, well, so what? Yeah, it sucks being called that, and it's like, bro, don't be a little bitch and start saying, dumb things. But if you don't let it get to you, I think that's really the fine line that I've noticed when I've listened to people talk about their stories, which is it really depends on how you look at it and how you took it and how much you let it affect you, right? Like if you let it bother you in the moment, then you've let them win, and you've compounded it to be worse for yourself. So yeah, I don't know. I think most people have had a pretty typical experience. I would hope. It sounds to me like most people have. And if you got a little bullying, that's fine. If you did a little bullying, that's fine. But as long as I think you managed to make one meaningful connection somewhere along the way, I think you were all right. Whether that lasted to today is maybe a different story, but you know. And I think parents also play a larger role in that scene than people give credit or lack thereof. So anyways, bro, my group called me the jock of our group of friends because we were the people from all types mixed into it. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, a little mixing pot of, you got the nerd in there, you got the jock in there, you got the, I don't know, the gamer and the privileged guy with the rich parents. I don't know what kind of guys you got in there, but anyways. So thanks for the chat. Thanks for the company. But a couple things as far as channel goes. As far as Zomboid goes, right? We were gonna do a collab earlier in the week, but it kind of fell through. So I felt a little bit bad posting it and then not doing it. So wanted to still play Zomboid on stream just because it's been a long time, and I had a good time with the folks that introduced me to the game, and was hoping to share it again now that I'm in a bit of a it's an easy game to have running in the background, so I've actually been playing that from here and there. Sandwich didn't survive. No, unfortunately. Maybe we can find another loaf and slap one together again. But yeah. Last week, right, we did the podcast with Neff, which unfortunately Neff was under the weather, so it didn't really quite work out the way we had hoped, or at least I had hoped. It was still a fun little chit chat, and we went on a few tangents as we do, but we did have to cut it short. And I would like to do more just conversational. I think having the game on in the background is more of a distraction for me. But it is also a distraction for me. so I do want to get to a point where maybe I am doing more of those. I think I've already cut back on the game content, and part of the reason why streaming and gaming is kind of taken a bit of a back burner is because we are working on God damn it, Vector. Neff didn't survive the podcast. I don't even know how you would pronounce that. You're gonna have to give me that one on live sometime. But we've been working on a TTRPG. So if you've listened to, gosh, where is it on my channel? Let me actually pull that up real quick. So for those of you who followed the channel, or at least who have poked their heads in, or for those that have made it this far, where is it? I want to say it was like a month or two ago. This was before Remnant, right? Oh, I don't want to watch that. Zooming in is not helping. Where are you at? Here you are. I guess I'll just share it this way. Oh, I don't have the audio here. Let's put it back on. All right. So yeah, first look, Dungeon Core, right? Dungeon Core is the tabletop RPG. I would make it larger, but I don't really have a good way of doing that on this view here. But yeah, Dungeon Core 20 is a TTRPG. It's kind of a feature agnostic framework, right, that I'm building out because I'm sick and tired of what Wizards of the Coast is doing. I think there are a lot of good systems out there. I enjoy them. I have, friends that have kindly run me through a couple of systems that were new to me, or at least newer to me, and they're all very cool, but I think there's still a degree of kind of complexity that requires you to really be a fan of TTRPGs before you get into. And one of the big joys of D&D 5th edition was its approachability and accessibility. So I'm taking a lot of inspiration from making a game that's accessible, making a game that has a very simple kind of core framework of necessities rather than a bunch of flavor and flair and fluff, and taking also elements from kind of video game design that I've seen to make a very simple feature theme agnostic system to enjoy TTRPGs, whether it be in fantasy, in a postmodern, and hopefully soon, as I continue to work on it, even like some sci-fi settings, right? So I have ideas for how to make all that happen. What we've actually been working on is a application. So I shared this on my social media, which I also just don't use anymore. Twitter, X, whatever it's called now. I don't think it actually is worth the time. So I kind of stepped away from it entirely. But as you can see here, and I think maybe for this one, I'll go full screen. Dude, I need to change that to a hotkey. But yeah, we're making an application. So this is going to be an app that can be opened up on mobile. It could be opened up on Windows or through a browser, right? It's a web application where right now, all of our rules, all of our features are on a Discord server, which initially I thought would be a really fun, cool, neat twist of kind of showing people how to look stuff up. But unfortunately, Discord wasn't designed for it. And I've noticed the kind of flaws with posts that just kind of close themselves. I can't leave it open, so I have to go in there and manually open them whenever I want people to try to check it out. I've also noticed an issue of the searches and the search filters not really being exclusive. So if I say search for something that has tag 1 and tag 2, well, if tag 2 on an item also has tags 3 and 4, it's going to show all of them, which just defeats the purpose of filtering through and looking for a specific set of items or features. So instead, I'm changing it so that we can now look things up in a more of a do I still have that? I do. There we go. That's a little bit better. So now we have a place where rules can be looked up more easily. We have our search filters, right, for items and equipment. So equipment and items are all going to be searchable in one place. And then we also have our features, which are going to be like what your character can do, and things like magic or abilities is also going to be more easily be searchable and filterable, taggable, whatever the deal is. For now, this is going to not include the original plan of being something community members could add to, but it does have the ability to do that. So if in the future, for example, I wanted to create a system where players who really wanted to get into this could like introduce their own versions or their own items, it's possible. But initially, we're going to leave it as just like the core framework of rules. And then in tandem, I'm also talking with a web developer to create and convert the data that I'm setting up here into essentially a web app that doubles as a game app, if that makes sense. It's not really developing a game engine, but one of the problems that I find with these TTRPGs and these systems that pop up is there's no easy way to play them, right? Like D&D kind of gets away with it with D&D Beyond, but every other system, I'm pretty sure, either has to have someone develop a plugin for like a virtual tabletop of sorts, like Foundry or Roll20, and then a bunch of the small creators. One, it's impossible to find them, so we'll have to address that when we get to it. But there's also no easy way to play their system, right? Again, there's not enough interest for people to make plugins or modules, I guess it's called, in the virtual tabletop scene. So one of the things I'm thinking is, like, I'm already creating this massive database of equipment and item and features. Why not take that to a web developer rather than a game developer to make an application to make it presentable anywhere, right? Whether it be on your phone or a tablet or a desktop. So look forward to that. That's something that I'm hoping to bring by the end of the year. We'll see. It really depends on if I get traction with the developer. But the application that you guys see on screen here is something that I'm doing on my own. So this one should be out by the end of the year. And once that system is out, we'll convert the Discord server to be more community focused. It'll be more for people who want to find games that are being run by other individuals. I'm working with a with an individual who runs paid games, and have spoken to them about, hey, once I bring out the system and once we have a playable pseudo video game, not a video game kind of platform, would they be willing to run it with players who might be interested in your kind of paid games? And they said yes. So I'm hoping to get maybe 6 people who are able to run the game for us. That way, if there is interest, but you don't have like your own friend group to run and play these games, there will be a place that can accept players if there's room, right? So that's what we're working on. This is kind of where I've been putting a lot of my efforts these days, and streaming and the community efforts are still there. It's just not on the forefront of my mind. So one of the big challenges that I found is it's much easier to build a community when there's funding and I don't have any of that yet. So I'm hoping with the Dungeon Core 20 system, there will be some interest, and it'll be a product, it'll be a game essentially that I released and that I worked on, and hopefully we get a little bit of traction with that. And with some of those proceeds, I hope to feed that into some of our community efforts that we're working on. But I know it takes time, and I'm looking forward to the reception. Now, that said, a bit of a disclaimer for those tuning in, which is that Dungeon Core 20 is going to have to be a project name. So eventually, when we get to a more formal production type of a release, we are going to rebrand. Part of the reason is I've come to realize that there's a few conflicts when it comes to kind of trademarking. So Dungeon Core alone is actually a book series, which I was kind of aware of. I figured it's a book series. Dungeon Core 20 would be a game series or a game system. That should be fine. But then I thought, okay, well, the abbreviation DC doesn't work because of DC Comics, right? So I slapped on the 20 because DC 20 I thought was a fun play on words. But now there's actually another individual out there who is working on a game system called DC 20. And we've spoken, and they are in the process of trademarking and patenting their system. So odds are I'm going to give them the benefit of doubt and say that, hey, let's assume that your patent and trademark go through. That means we're going to have 2 systems that could be abbreviated DC20, but the difference is mine's an abbreviation. His is literally the name of his system. So they were a bit concerned about the brand association. Personally, I think our icons are so distinctly different that it's a non-issue. But honestly, I don't really want to see the conflict of interest there. I'd much rather see creators being able to create things and be able to support one another. And they seem to have a somewhat likable mindset when it comes to that way of thinking. So out of support of their system, I'll go ahead and kind of concede the DC20 abbreviation. Now, that said, I'm not making any changes right now. Now, it's not a big deal because honestly, like Dungeon Core 20, I do like the name, but I do have a couple alternatives that I've been thinking about. And I think there are a couple that might work a little bit better in the long term that don't have as many associations to other potential conflicts, right? So again, DC Comics, Dungeon Core, there's a book series if you Google it, right? So the search engine, like the SEO as it's called, like if you search Dungeon Core, you're not going to find my system, you're going to find the book series, right? So there's reasons to change it. I didn't initially file the name for trademark for that same reason, because I wasn't entirely sure if it was the right name for the game, but that'll change when it's ready for it, right? Right now, it's still a small system. It doesn't have a whole lot of visibility. It's still in development, right? We've done the pre-alpha. We're in alpha. I think the core system, the core mechanics of the game are good. I think I have something there, so we're continuing with that. Right now, the focus is on the presentation and the abilities, which are the features, and then also deciding like what items should be included in the kind of base game, right? What is necessary versus what is extra. Coming from the whole, again, cybersecurity background in the business world and the corporate world, there's a I guess is it a methodology? Maybe there's a name for it that's a bit more official, but it's effectively, if I can remember it off the top of my head, it's eliminate, automate, delegate, and then maybe there was another one, but honestly, I don't care about it. Essentially, what it means is like when you look at a system and when you want to make improvements to it, right, or you want to go about the pipeline, as it's called, what are some things to consider? One is it necessary, and can we get rid of it? If it is necessary and we can't get rid of it, can we automate it? And if we can't automate it, then and if it can't be done by a machine, essentially we got to then get a person to be behind it. So the basis of the system that I'm building right now is how much can we eliminate from the general expanse of TTRPGs that are out there right now, to really boil it down and get just that fine layer of that blue crystal goodness, you know? So yeah, that's really my goal of setting it up, where it's like, okay, what is the bare necessities to make a solid system that is playable, that can then be expanded on, and maybe have a couple of ideas for how we're going to expand on it, right? So we have a good idea of where to go once we're done with the alpha phase. So yeah, alpha right now is how are we going to present this and boiling it down to get it nice and fine tuned. And then once we get it to beta is when we're going to really start pushing it out there, getting kind of community feedback. And in beta is when I would want to have it in a playable state, meaning a mechanism is there to play the game, not just encourage people to play it. So I'm hoping the work with the web developer is going to be fruitful. And then if the game gets enough support, then I'll talk to maybe a game developer or try to find a game developer who might be interested in doing more with it. But that's way down the line. I think we're not there yet. But it would be nice, right, to have a system where it's like, hey, you meet up with a group of friends, players pull out their phones, the GM has a tablet or a laptop, and that's all you need. That's all you need to play, right? It could just be done digitally. And because the core of the game is originating from a TTRPG system, or what a TTRPG system stands for, it can also still be done with pen and paper. We have some visuals getting done for the game. I'm not quite ready to release those because they're not quite done yet, as much as a couple of them are in a state to share. But, you know, you kind of already get the idea of it when it comes to the, where is it? When it comes to the logo, right, that we put out. Let's actually head over here. So we have our logo icon, we got our text, which again, it sucks because I think I will be changing it in the future, but yeah, we're working on it still. So that's where the focus has been. That's one of the reasons why we have not been really social on the internet. But frankly, I think I'm reaching a point where it's like I need to make something that is consumable, right? Something that is content, right? We talked about at the beginning of the year. My focus this year is on content, and I think streaming is fun. It's a nice little pastime. It's a nice way to meet people and kind of do things and enjoy my time. But it is also not something that is reliable, and it's also a bit weird for me still because I grew up in the pre-streaming era. So it's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I have mixed feelings about streaming and videos and content and YouTube in general. Twitch is a cesspool. I don't like Twitch. I already know that. But but I think I do enjoy, right? I had a buddy of mine that I had lunch with not long ago telling me how, dude, I'm surprised you didn't get into the game industry like growing up. I totally thought that's the direction that you were going to go. And, you know, Dungeon Core isn't really the game industry, but you're making spreadsheets and doing tables and considering design are things that I do enjoy. Telling a story, which was something that I was always good at in my previous job, which was, hey, you know, you give me a product, you give me a message, I'll build a story around it, and I was good at it. But when it comes to building that product myself, that's been a bit of a learning curve. But I think Dungeon Core is where the potential's at. And again, the name needs to change because I'm even myself, right, catching myself calling it Dungeon Core, where Dungeon Core is a book. Dungeon Core 20 is the system. So no, I have a couple alternatives in mind already, but that will come on maybe beta, but probably proper release. And until then, we're going to call Dungeon Core 20 a project name. So yeah, with that though, I do want to do more kind of talk related streaming. I do think podcasting style stuff, as saturated as it is something that I enjoy rambling about. For those that can handle my rambling, I don't really care to impress anybody, so I don't really see the need to structure it too much. But there are things that I would like to just put out there in my low IQ format. So maybe we'll see some more of that. I am interested in having people on who would like to share some ideas, talk about some random things, whether it be their interests or their observations. But I think that's where my focuses would be. It's like, what have I seen? What have I experienced? What do I think about those things? And what do I see coming forward, right, on the road ahead? So that's the type of stuff. As much as I wanted to talk about gaming related content when it comes to like the industry and different games, I don't just have the energy or time to play a game 40 hours to review it. And I don't really care for the shortest attention span bullshit editing that I have to do. so yeah. Oh yeah, a little side note as well. I'm actually starting a podcast with an IRL friend, which unfortunately for anyone following this channel, I'm not going to share it here. But yeah, he's an ex-coworker of mine who enjoys talking casually with me. So we're going to try that in a podcast format. And that might be another thing that's kind of going on in the background as well. We'll see how that goes. But outside of that, I do plan to at least put something out there once a month. Ideally, once a week would be cool, but I'm not making any promises. I'm going to try not to make promises anymore, because I've also noticed that it's far more, what's the word? What's the way to put it? It's a much, there's a expectation that gets placed when you say you're going to do something at a certain time and day, right? Like when you're planning it. And this kind of came up in someone else's stream recently that I was chatting with. But when you do something just more spontaneously, right? There's a bit more energy there. It's like you're doing it in the moment because you want to. Maybe there's a day's notice. Maybe there's a couple days notice, right? Whereas trying to prepare it a week in advance, 2 weeks in advance, there's just too much going on in everyone's lives where it can just fall through. Not to mention, shit happens. So, things day of could fall apart. So trying to plan too much, I'm finding there's a time and a place for it. And I don't really know if streaming's a place for it. Maybe it is if you have a very structured program, but this channel's really not doing that anymore. It was maybe in the first year where I was doing like 4 streams regularly a day, or a week, doing hunt content, but we're not doing that anymore. Just because, again, also I've realized that as much as I enjoy certain games, there's no guarantee as a content creator focusing on a particular game or developer that that game is always going to be what you initially got on it to be. So like Hunt, for example, was one that I eagerly joined to try to, I would have been happy doing Hunt content, but they started changing their event cycles and changing how they wanted to monetize. And I'm just like, bro, why are you doing this to me? Some people might like it, because it, you know, stirs up the pot. But I also find that it's just exhausting and it's out of your control, and I don't want to deal with it. Like I had that in the corporate world where, you know, as much as I drove in my lane, the lane would shift out of my control. So yeah, using a game as a focus for the channel, I think was fun for a while, but not something I'm going to continue. I'll still play the occasional game that I'm like maybe into at the moment, right? So Zomboid obviously came up as one that I've been enjoying and wanted to kind of share and run through on stream and goof around. But all in all, it's interesting. Nah, shut up, dude. I'm not doing Apex. I played Apex. Apex is EA, right? No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, this is another thing too. It's like I wanted to do a video talking about blacklisting companies and just like people paying for games. Like, teach their own. Like, it's fine. I know you're joking, dude. Don't worry about it. We're just ribbing each other as it is. But like I have a pretty strict blacklist of publishers, right? I've talked about it a few times, but the last time I think I bought an EA game, or I gave EA money, I want to say was in 2012. And there's a few others too, like Activision, Blizzard. I won't touch their stuff. EA, I really try not to touch their stuff. I think it was Battlefield 3 that ruined EA for me, because they started releasing these freaking packs, and I was just like, bro, you want us to pay how much? Like, it was like $30, $50 for these DLC packs that just weren't really worth it. You can't, shut up, dude. Yeah, so EA, I just don't do. Not to mention their monetization practices. I don't vibe with it anymore. Ubisoft is another one. I don't think I've bought a game from them since, oh man, I don't even know. Maybe Division? Was it Division? Division was Ubisoft, right? I think Division 1, which was what, 2011? 2014? I forget. Was it 14 or 4? I forget. And then who else? Like I think it was 2014 or 16 is when Fallout 76 came out, right? So Fallout 76, Bethesda's been on my blacklist since then. I haven't given them more money. One of the reasons why, as much as Starfield piqued my interest, it was short-lived. I see the game design illusions with Starfield. I can understand people enjoying Starfield, but Starfield is it's a subpar game. I'm gonna say it. I think it's a subpar game. Like, Bethesda's known for what? Open world RPG, right? What part of Starfield is actually open world? I don't know. What up, Rig? EA was... Oh, dude, I knew better by then. Anthem. Yeah, if Anthem didn't turn people off of EA indefinitely, then I don't know. You're beyond saving. Anthem was just such a disappointment. I had my eyes on it, and I was like, I'm not buying it. But a month after it comes out, if it's like really good, and if all the trailers, you know, kept up the hype, or the hype backed up. I'm getting my brain mixed up. It's pushing 3 hours, right? But anyways, you know what I'm saying. Like if the trailers, if the game was as good as the trailers and the hype was real, maybe I would have picked up Anthem. But no, like 2 weeks went by and I'm like, yeah, no thanks. Gacha games. Yeah, I also stopped playing gacha games, mobile games. I noticed the trend where I was like getting super into like mobile games, and I had told myself like, you know what, if I had like 1 or 2 mobile games at a time, then it's okay. But you know, you break that down to how much are you spending on a month to month, even if you cycle between 1 or 2 or keep one consistent mobile game. It's like, bro, I'm an idiot. Same thing goes with like trying new games, and it's like, oh, I'll just pay 99 cents to remove the ads. It seems pretty fun. You play it for like a month or 2, which honestly for 99 cents, that's probably worth the money, really. But it's like, yeah, this game, why am I even wasting my time? So anyways, I have a pretty strict rule. I try very hard to stick to it. Actually, let's go ahead and pop up back here. So yeah, I forget why I got on this tangent about Oh, right, because I wanted to make a video talking about how people buy games and buy bad games, buy bad publishers, or even in some cases by bad developers, and they wonder why the game industry is falling apart. You know, it's like, well, you're the market. You're the sheep. You're the ones that are enabling these companies to make these decisions and proving to the executives that come from the business world that, hey, if we did the X, Y, and Z to make more money, your players will do it because they are idiots. And, you know, prime example, look at what's going on with Unity right now. Holy shit. Have you guys been listening to that crap? Unbelievable. Kind of like giving the dog a treat, even if it just pissed on the rug. Yeah, exactly. Or like you give a treat to a dog to shut it up, right? It's like, stop barking. Here, you want a treat? And it's distracted by the treat. You know, yeah, you jingle the fancy new video game toy in front of people, and they pick it up, and you wonder why they keep doing it. I mean, prime example, again, would be the sports games, the EA Sports, right? Every year, year after year, new one. What's new? Slightly improved graphics, greatly improved monetization. Wow. Wow. But you know what? It's also, you know, what are you going to do? Because people who grew up as gamers, right? Some of them have kids now, and now they got kids who are gamers. And then the ones who are adults who are gamers, they're working so much to sustain their lives, whether it be housing or rent or supporting their kids, that spending, you know, buying a game and just zoning out for a few hours a night is totally worth it, right? They don't really have to think about like what is the cause and effect if 2 million people are doing the same thing. So I don't know. It's screaming out into the void. I've come to terms with it in a sense because, you know, EA Sports as another example. It's like you can't really tell people who buy the games that supports EA to not buy those games because they're gonna do it. And who are you to tell them not to buy it? You know, the business model, it works. The dark psychology, it works. Yeah, what are you gonna do? So I'm at least putting my foot down and being like, dude, I have standards, god damn it. And now barking equals treats. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you're not entirely wrong if barking is talking about the digital media complaining. What's the term that they use on YouTube? It's when the outrage content or whatever it's called, right? I was watching another channel earlier today, just listening during my bike ride, and he was like, the community has spoken. You guys like it when I talk about the outrageous stuff. Like, it pulls viewership. What can you say? So that's one of the reasons why I haven't really committed to doing like a podcast. It's just like, I know I'm going to be talking about just like, yeah, that's true type shit. Or it's like, yeah, it's like, what are you trying to say type shit, right? It's like just opinionated kind of stuff that might be fun for some folks to listen to in the background, but it's not gonna be the outrage stuff. Like maybe I can get mad, but I can only get mad for so long. I'm too, I don't know, euthanized. What's the word when you're just like, you don't get overly worked up too much? I don't know. Like, this is my angry voice. Can you turn your face all the way right? Dude, what the fuck are you saying? Apathetic? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, calm. Sure. So it's like, I can't be an outrage streamer. Like the people who like to yell online. Yeah, it might view clips. It might cause controversy, but it's like, I don't have that. I don't have that kind of energy. It's like, who the fuck cares? So yeah, I don't know. But I do enjoy just like sitting down and just rambling for those who enjoy this kind of shit. Take off. Dude, will you shut the fuck up? Are you trying to piss me off? Like, even when I'm mad, I'm smiling. Actually, you know what? This is something that pissed me off, and my parents watch, so maybe they'll see it. But when I was a kid, apparently I just had like a natural smile. I can only assume I was just naturally smiling all the time. But whenever I would get in trouble, my dad would be like, you better knock that smile off your face. It's like I was standing there just being confused. Like, What? I'm not smiling. So I've noticed like my idle expression, if I look in the mirror today, actually like frowns a little bit now. And I don't know, maybe that's just age, but a part of me is like, bro, if it turns out that my dad yelling at me, telling me to knock the smile off my face had made my face naturally grow to like slump, then I'm gonna be so mad. It's like, I was such a good looking boy. What have I become? Cheeks sag. Cheeks do sag, but it's also, you know, it's also the muscles in your cheeks, right? So if you smile and laugh more often, you're more likely to, you know, have that muscle that keeps you in that more happy expression. But if you don't use it, right, you got weak fucking cheeks, bro. So that's actually one of the reasons why, if you know someone's being genuine when they smile, because it's not just their mouth that moves, it's their eyes that move too, right? Do you even lift? Yeah, right, bro. Do your cheeks even lift? That's why they get the, what's it called, Botox. Anyways, yeah, they don't have the Starfield. Oh god, don't even get me started on some of the graphics in Starfield. Like the ships are cool, the space is cool, but how can they not figure out NPCs in that game? I can understand where they're going from a business sense of like the procedural NPC stuff, but like, can we give NPCs expressions? We're taking one step forward, two steps backwards when it comes to NPCs. I don't know, dude. Starfield just comes across as a studio that had employees cut from making the game, and they paid the ones that remained more money to try to automate more. Which maybe, you know what? That goes back to that eliminate, automate, delegate bullshit I was talking about. They eliminated some employees, they automated some of the game development, and then they delegated the rest to the developers that remained, you know? God damn. So, I don't know. Starfield is an illusion of a video game. Like, it's cool and all. It's neat, but I've seen people playing, and the landing, the takeoff being animations, the fast travel basically taking away the exploration aspect, the essentially the node-based travel system taking away any sense of like open world discovery, right? You're going to a city, you're going to a point of interest, there's a little bit around each of them. It's a Bethesda game without an open world. Yeah, its theme is in space. That doesn't mean it's open space, right? Like, some folks have traveled and it's just like, you go, what? I think I heard somebody went through one of the planets. Another one, it just had like an invisible wall. So, I'm so disappointed. It's such illusion. Maybe that just comes with age, but I don't know, dude. I feel like growing up, those games had a very clear gameplay design and a gameplay start, middle, end. Open world games are a little different, but the illusion, maybe I'm just old enough where the veil of the illusion is lifted. Hard to say. I'm still playing Duck Hunt. Well, dude, good fucking point, even if you're joking, which you probably are. Like, Duck Hunt had a very simple gameplay loop and mechanic, and it was fun. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping for that with the TTRPG I'm making, where it's just like, it's really up to the person running the game to decide the theme. It's really up to the players to decide what kind of character they want to be, not just this like building block puzzle of what can I fit and what can I exploit to make this work. Because for me, at least, the fun of TTRPGs was always the story and the telling the story and playing it out. I mean, you tell me, bro. It wasn't a joke. But yeah, games are in a funny place right now, and it's in a funny place because business has been here and it's starting to grow to the point where it's being exposed. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Armored Core was another one that I think would have been fun. I don't really buy too many From Software games. I think their style of gameplay loop or gameplay experience isn't quite my cup of tea. But Yeah. No, Armored Core was fine. I don't really have anything bad to say about them. It's just not my cup of tea. But there are plenty of games that I'm just like, why is this built this way? And typically the more marketing the game has, right? It's like, could you imagine if all the funding that was spent on marketing was instead put towards development? Oh, the games that we would have. Oh, what was that one game recently? I think that, or not recently, it came out a few years back. That was like 44 million spent in advertising. Oh, that's a good point. I mean, not in terms of Armored Core itself, but co-op. Like, what a backseat has co-op taken in the gaming world? Like, so much of gaming originated around, being at an arcade, right, with the high scores and competing and playing like 1 to 4 people depending on the game, 1 to 2, 1 to 4. Like, most arcade games were 2 players minimum, right? Like, because you were competing either in a fighting game or in a and not to mention they also had to use up physical real estate to have that arcade system there. And then when consoles were there, it was all about the living room, right? So you would have cousins, brothers, sisters, whoever, family that would be involved, friends. So 1 to 2, 1 to 4 player games, right? Now it's just such a business. I don't think there's any other way to put it. The fact that co-op is such an afterthought in games, and just, I get netcode is difficult. Hell, I wouldn't know where to start when it comes to netcode, but it's like you get FPS games that have multiplayer. Like, why can't we have a co-op FPS game that's actually good? I don't know. Everything has to be PvP. I don't know where this mentality of PvP came from. Like, I love extract shooters, right? But like Escape from Tarkov, like Escape from Tarkov, I should play that sometime on stream. I heard the wipe recently was okay, but I don't know. I would love, like, Psycho Frontier. I thought would have made a great freaking co-op game, or a co-op PV co-op VP. I don't know. Like, there's so many games that you've played through, like, single player games. Like, oh, how much more fun would this game have been if it even just supported 2-player co-op, right? Where it's just you and a buddy could just run around and explore this single player world together. I don't understand why that isn't being done more regularly, where it's like, it's designed to be playable with 1 player, but if you play it with 2 people, it'll be better. Shit, I played Remnant from the Ashes, or not from the Ashes, Remnant 2. And man, I have opinions about that game. I think it's less fun. I think it's less fun than the first game, because the first game had a very clear gameplay design. The maps were much more straightforward with what areas were the world that you traverse, what areas were like the dungeon path you traverse, and then what areas were the dungeons. But when it comes to Remnant 2, it's like, yeah, co-op makes it better. Co-op makes it a lot better, but the netcode is so fucking bad, it's frustrating. but in Remnant 2, it's like the world and the dungeon and the boss is kind of is more flat. Like, the difficulty scaling is more flat. Like, the variety, it feels like you're just constantly in stress mode. And maybe some people like that, especially like the fans of like the Dark Souls games, but I feel like even in the Dark Souls games, I've only played one of them, like not even to completion, but like I enjoyed I think it was just Dark Souls 1 that I played. But like, I enjoyed the exploration. I enjoyed, oh shit, here's a baddie, you fight him. It's a little bit challenging, sure, but challenging and difficult are 2 different things, right? And then you get to the boss, and the boss is like super, you got to focus, you got to understand the mechanics. But yeah, Remnant 2, it's just, you'll just get fucked by everything if you're not paying attention. So you got to be constantly on high alert. There's no breaks, which I think is a flaw in video games. Like, even simpler games like Darkest Dungeon, right? You go to town. That's your moment of respite. And then you go into the dungeon. It's like, oh, shit could turn south at any moment, right? You got to have these ups and downs. Like, I know we all love, relationship roller coasters, but like video game design needs that roller coaster. You got to have your moments. And I think Remnant 2 like just threw all of it out the window, which is a shame because I don't know. Yeah, have you played a bit more? I know you and I haven't really gotten a chance to revisit it together, but like, yeah, I don't know. Story for another time, maybe. But anyways, I think we're pushing 3 hours now. Yeah, we are. So, yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like, if it was a good game, you'd probably play it in your free time. But the thing is, it's a kind of mid, I think. It's good. It's visually super nice, but I think the gameplay design has fallen from the first game a little bit, and the netcode is so fucking frustrating that multiplayer is just like not it's just frustrating. The netcode is bad. Like and not to mention they don't seem to be like doing any sort of intelligent matchmaking with like regions either. Like, it's peer to peer as far as I can tell, netcoding, and yet almost every game I join has somebody with like some foreign character, like they're from China or something. So I don't think they have any sort of like matchmaking intelligence going on in their design, which is really, really sad. So, oh well. It's a job in its own way, basically, right? I think that's one of the problems why MMOs are dying, is that everyone's expecting all these like, not even just MMOs, online games as a service, right? Like, businesses want you in the game as a service, whether it's an MMO or otherwise, treating it like a fucking job because that's how they're going to get the most money out of you. So a lot of the design is fucking falling prey to that. It's really sad to see. I really wish it would change. But unless the players change it, the developers want to see it, publishers and the business aren't going to give two fucks because the numbers prove their point. What are you gonna do? Anyways, enough of me ranting. This was a weird night talking with Soul about death and dying and how long do we want to live and the zombie apocalypse, man. Wait, thanks for derailing the conversation into a dark place, bro. you gotta knock that shit off. But no, I would enjoy talking about that kind of stuff in like a podcast format. I think that might be a little fun. I just got back. Well, that's your problem. I know you have a habit of having like 20 tabs open, bro. Or maybe you're walking in and out doing things. It's fine. That's life. You can rewind. That's one of the nice things about YouTube. You can just rewind, hit the little button, go back 10 seconds or whatever it was. But yeah. Grab a drink. Well, drink your drink. Don't choke on it, jerk. You're welcome, bud. And yeah, we're gonna close it out here. We will again probably do more talking related stuff. I think Zomboid worked out okay. I part of why I wanted to do Zomboid too was I think Zomboid is one of those games that has that up and down of a little bit of moments when you're in the house, like reading a book, you can, relax and chat a bit. I'm trying to find some games that I enjoy that give me the ability to do that, but honestly, they don't really exist unless you're playing like Animal Crossing or something super, super casual, which I don't know, kind of boring for me. I enjoy it sometimes, rarely. So maybe next time I'll just say fuck it and jump on and just start talking randomly and see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right. Thanks everybody for hopping on. Thanks for joining. Thanks for chatting. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. So without further ado, enjoy your evening, and I'm out. Bye.